for you to drive. Okay. Wait, what's happening ahead? What the hell was that?
Are we fucking streaming?
I can't see nothing up on Twitch.
I'm not on Twitch.
Not Twitch, YouTube.
Yeah,
You've
there
got
we
two
go.
schedules.
Live. Yeah, I know. I don't even schedule them. Right, copy that. Paste. Bang.
Yep, that's working. As I said.
Okay, so just a P in. Let me see if it comes through.
Hello. Yep, that's working. As I said.
Okay, Jay, give me a hello.
So just a P in. Let me see if it comes through.
Hello. Yep, that's working. As I said.
Okay, Jay, give me a hello. Yeah, nothing. Brilliant. Sweet. Fantastic. See, look, took you through a nice sound check there. Peony, you got to learn quick here, my friend, by the way. You have to deal with how I deal with professionally with Jay in your ear, mate. You know what I mean? You're being thrown in the fucking deep end now, Mush. Just relay me information in my ear. Because you won't be able to just relay it into my ear as you sort of see. So if you hear us talking about it, just tell us. Yeah, if we start on about what tyres people are on, just start to tell us, but tell us slowly. Don't sort of like Dan on the slicks, Mike on the slicks, overtake others. You know, just give us kind of a Dan's on the dries, have a couple of breaths. Mike's on the dries, have a wank. Overtake is on the dries. That
Punch
kind
him in
of
the
thing. Throw your pad. Daz is a cunt. How many confirmed? 16 confirmed with 1. The 1 is there. So that's 15. So who is missing? Oh,
Gary racing?
Gary's racing, yeah. And Suttis is actually 2 missing. 16, 17, yeah. There's 2 missing. Sutty and Gary. Oh, no. Oh, fuck. Yep. Right, okay.
Because it's YouTube, and that's what YouTube does.
YouTube doing YouTube things. I suppose you don't need the mainstream anyway out loud, do you? Because you've got us coming directly to you. Paste. God, everything seems to be going on the go slow tonight. Is the stream even live? Can anybody confirm?
Can confirm.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Can confirm.
No.
No tips.
No.
No tips.
I'm not sure if he's racing or not. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Clouden.
Yeah, he's here.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That might be Siri.
Syrian.
Yes, because that's Sam. That's M. Harris, I do believe he's racing, yeah.
Can't believe my internet's being slow as shit.
Paul Williams.
Sam. Who got Sam?
Sam's the same. See if I can do a quick one on my YouTube. It's the final race of Pro. We're going live in just minutes. Make sure you press that link down below to listen to myself and PM Motorsport live for the finale of SimPlay Motorsport. 4 drivers up for the championship. It's going to be an absolute belter. Press that link. You don't want to miss it. I know, right? I'm such a professional, Pierre. That's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
I might do a bit of a DX thing. Are you ready? Are you ready? Da 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 da. Penny!
Nafu!
Ready.
Nice.
Okay, man, I apologise.
Nice.
Fucking meanie. Still no Gary or Graham. They're fucking useless at what they do. So he's probably forgot to put his sim rig up.
All I have to his PS5 on.
Yeah, Gary's probably wanking.
Oh yeah. Married life. Yeah, because you ain't going that way anymore.
I'm sure we've lost a driver. I'm sure he's meant to be 17. We're now 1 short again.
Why is Pro so few on the ground?
Because they've had more dear drivers, haven't they? Luke left the Discord. Dennis left the Discord. Nash left the Discord. Dan's got no fans. We'll go live in... Right. Okay, we're going to go live in 5, 4. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SimPlay Motorsport, here for the finale of Pro. It has been an absolute belter of a season, and what a finale we have in store for you. I'm your host in the box, Matthew Duffin, joined once again by PN Motorsport. PN, good evening. It is the season finale. Once again, the 4th season of ACC is coming to an end. The first proper one on the PlayStation 5 platform, and in fact on the crossplay platform. We're in for an absolute belter.
Oh, good evening, Matt. Yeah, we're in for an absolute cracker. Make sure you stay tuned for the next couple of hours to see who will be crowned Pro Champion.
There is 4 drivers who can win this championship tonight. That of Overtaker, Alex Powell, Dan Davis, and the current championship leader, Mike Matthews. Now, for Overtaker to win this, he needs an absolute miracle, but it is in the palm of Mike's hands at the moment. PN. He's had a cracking season, one of his best to date at SimPlay Motorsport. But it's all about getting over the line at this very tricky stage of the championship. The weather is not playing ball, although it is still damp. Even though the weather has increased in its rain, it is still damp and going to decrease within the next 30 minutes. And would you believe that? That'll be just in time for pretty much the end of race 1. This is going to throw up some curveballs tonight, Pian.
Yeah, well, we didn't have this last night in Pro Am. Leave it to Pro to have the tricky conditions, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed. So leave it to them to have the tricky conditions. So the championship order, as it stands at the moment, looks a little like this. And for this man currently sat in the pit lane, sat next to his teammate, are the first two who lead it. It is Mike Matthews in his Ferrari 296, 17 points clear of his teammate Dan Davis in the Lamborghini Evo 2. Then it is Alex Powell, gone back to black for this week in his Aston Martin. 48 points behind, kind of needs a good weekend with Dan and Mike to have a bit of a bad one. And as he'll come through the championship, the man who's pretty much out of it is Overtaker, who's P4 in his pink McLaren 720S Evo. So 4 different manufacturers as well, PN, up for this championship.
Yeah, it's nice and close. Pity we couldn't get the BMW up there to join them, and well, a lot of them disappeared, didn't they, over the season?
They did indeed. Behind them then it is the rest of the standings. It is Gary Leach, who is yet to be in the server, who is currently P5. Then it is Jamal Clouden, who's currently the 3rd fastest man out there in his McLaren, who is P6. After him it is Sky Schundelmeyer. He is not here tonight. Then it is Ramy Fernie, who is there in his blue McLaren. Then it is Joe. He's not here tonight. Paolo comes after him. He's out on track. He's P10. Simon Blair looking to get back into that top 10. He's coming out the pits in his Ferrari. He's currently 11th. Then it is Graham, not here tonight. S2M Borough Bex is then at P12 with Sully, who's currently the quickest man out there, P14. Sam is P15 in his Aston Martin. Now, a lot of these drivers sat in the pits with the final 15 minutes to go. I'd have thought, with that rain decreasing, that have wanted to try and clear some of this water. Luke, who is not here. Siri is then the next man up in his Lamborghini. He's exiting the pits now. No De Hoffner tonight. No Arnash. He left earlier in the season. Then it is M. Harris in his BMW M4. What a shame Harris didn't start the season, because he's had great form and great pace throughout this season as he's come into it. Now, Andrew Taylor, he's expecting the birth of his child. Jay Ward is then after him. Not sure if he's here tonight. Then it is Clauble. P. Williams lines up after he sorted his ins now, and I see the FBR boys running the same colours but confusing us at the same time. I mean, hey, colours are colours. We know who's in the team because we can see who's in the team underneath. Darren, you're not with us tonight. Then it is Tarkowski. He's not here. Glowbrighter, the next man on that list. He's P27. No Losser, no Cutius. DeFiz not here. Dennis Newman not here. Then it is Graham Sutcliffe back from work for the final 2 races of the season. Bullshare, not sure if he's here tonight. Then it is Shaggy. He's not here. Den Brave, Tech Leader, Costa Marshall, Roy, and then Jay bringing up the rear. We know the Constructors was won last week by that of SimPlay Racing. From BTC Jaeger, the Haggis Munchers, Team FBR, Button Basher, Ottinger All-Star, Stage 2 Motorsport, Greasy Bandit, Red Run, BDM, 2 Old Dams, Effect Motorsport, JB, Audi Sport Racing Team, and as we know, the manufacturers, which McLaren, BMW, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Porsche, Aston Martin, Mercedes, Bentley, Audi, Honda, Nissan, Lexus, Jaguar and Meteor yet to feature this season. But there is a couple of Aston Martins on the grid. There is 2 to be precise, and Aston Martin are only aren't far behind Porsche. I think it's going to take a miracle for them to catch. But hey, we'll see what happens here tonight. Good evening to Daz Automatic in the chat. Hypertech, Micro J's, PM Motorsport, and Fury's Grandad. Are we ready? 90% of the vote says yes. 10% says no. I wonder if that's one of the drivers, PM, that has said no, they aren't ready for this one.
More than likely, wasn't it? And we got Ian Gray in chat as well.
And Ian Gray. Good evening to Ian Gray. Now, one thing that happened last night was Porsche in that second race got its 250th podium. Is a manufacturer. It has taken a while once the car that was so dominant back on Project Cars 2 manages to become the second car to reach that milestone after Mercedes and get to 250 podiums. And for race 1 tonight, it can be Smokey Devil's 200th. No, it might even be 300th. It is his 300th race start. So we've gone through 1, 2 and 300 all in the matter of moments. Here, Smokey Devil has racked up the races in no time. 300 race starts, that'll put him the 4th driver to reach that milestone. The next person to get to a milestone on race starts is DJ Phil. He's only 9 races away from a race start. So there we go.
Maybe, well, let's see if he does the GT7 stuff.
I was going to say the Nations Cup, they'll count as 5 races. The Endurance will count as a race. Not sure about F1. And the FBR one, I think, is the only one that won't count as a official race start. We have got Micro J in our ear, so if Jay is talking to PN at the time, he's giving us some information. Micro Ted, we finally got him in the comms booth. He will not be heard to you guys on the stream. He'll be relaying information to us on this. If PN goes quiet while receiving information, that'll be why. I have no excuse, as I do this day in, day out as a job. So, if PN gets it right and I don't, maybe they need to look at getting PN at Racing Unleashed. Either way, nobody can make a pole position. Nobody can make a pole position milestone today. Nobody could take a race win milestone today. Nobody could take a podium milestone today. Any other milestones for manufacturers? Not race wins, not pole positions, not race starts. I say Martin Willett 200, but the next one is 250, and not podiums either. So there's no milestones apart from Smoky Devil's 50th. But PN,
200.
It's 300. Sorry,
300.
Wait, Smoky's 200 start. Porsche's, yeah, it's one of them. Look, it's been a fantastic night. Good evening to Ian Gray and DJ Phil in the chat. Ian Gray saying, should have let the top 4 primes battle it out for a rematch, double or nothing. Unfortunately, they can't because I'm in the commentary box. And no, it's not fair to pro guys to obviously get involved with their little battles. DJ Phil, very good evening. Looking forward to watching this one and to see who wins. And speaking of DJ Phil, it is nice to see him. Nice to see him.
Nice.
Get in. That's what we're talking about. But PN, it is a wet night here at Kyle Army. It is going to be an absolute difficult one. The corny comments will keep coming all night. Don't you worry about that one. It's in Mike Matthews' hands. What does he have to do?
Not spin. Not do a peaceful pirouette like he has done in the past. Excuse me, going cough.
He's had a cracking season so far, and if I'm just let me load the Instagram page up, because Dan, who does all our social media, put some very good pictures on. Overtaker this season, 551 points, 2 race wins, 4 second places, 2 thirds. In a hit and miss season for Overtaker, he's bounced back in recent weeks.
Hang on, I'm still coughing.
He's still coughing. So yes, he has bounced back in recent weeks. He's had very good weeks that he has been a part of recently. Been on that podium so many times. If we then go to third place, Alex Powell, 608 points, 3 wins, 3 seconds, 2 thirds. He's actually had the same amount of podiums as Overtaker. They've both had 8 apiece, but Alex, a couple more wins than Overtaker. That's what, and obviously being more consistent throughout the season is what puts Alex in third place. Overtaker's slim chance. Alex has got a good chance, a real chance.
Yeah, it's only... Oh, my voice sounded really croaky, but never mind, we'll carry on. Yeah, he's not a outside chance, but he's probably out of it after the first race, depending on his finishing result.
Dan Davison in second place, 639 points, 3 wins. So again, tied most with Alex. 2 second places, 4 thirds. Great season for Dan. You feel that Dan this year has really stepped up to the plate almost, and has really sort of got himself in a position where he's kind of, I'm going to say, like, matured as a driver. I feel that for Dan this year, it's been a lot of learning. Yes, he's had a lot of unlucky moments, but it's like been a mature season, especially when you look at Nash and Overtaker's pace early in the year, where Dan wasn't able to match them. He's kind of driven a different season, hasn't he, by not being the fastest, but picking up points where it matters and counts.
Yeah, he has. It might help when he has the right wheel setting enabled as well. But that's why he struggled at Imola way back then. God, that was so long ago.
It was so long ago. It was actually 6 weeks ago. The season should have been finished last week. And then we turn our attention to Mike Matthews, who is, as we've said before, leads the championship. 656 points to his name, 1 race win, 1 second, 4 thirds. What Mike has done right compared to all the others is he has been more consistent throughout.
Pointsy,
yeah.
To quote Ingram. Yeah, he's had a pointsy season and picked up the points where he could. And that's why he's leading this championship with 2 races to go.
Yeah, this is why he's leading the championship. Go on then, PN. Who's going to win this one? Who's going to win this championship?
Ooh, who do I curse the most? And who would have the most flex? Well, with point advantage, even how slim it is, I would say Mike. But because 8 seems to be a curse in the real world, unless you're Valentino Rossi, or in sim racing with Dan. As Gary has joined the session, so we've got 17 cars now.
Brilliant. So that'll be another car to clear the way as well. I've got a feeling Alex is an outside shot. We'll have to wait and see. Fat Bloke is in the chat. Good evening to Fat Bloke, who says, "Evening guys, congratulations Matt on the Prime Championship win. Should be a good race tonight." Thank you very much. And yes, it should. We should be in for an absolute cracker. You can't hear Jay, but I'd like to get Jay's thought on who he thinks he's going to win. Hopefully he can tell us in his ear. This should be fantastic to hear, though. He is on about Alex doing it for a different driver. Now, let's not forget as well, PN, 2 of these drivers will be up for their very first championship. That is Alex Power and Mike Matthews. Overtaker is on for his 2nd championship, and Dan Davis is on for his 8th. And if you look at that weather, in the next half an hour, it's going to light rain. The track is damp. These drivers know all about the damp after a 45-minute race at Silverstone.
Yeah, and they weren't happy with that, because when it's damp, your wets are starting to overheat. The slicks just can't keep heat, but I believe Mike's on slicks at the moment, because I can see the sign rating on the car, on the tire wall, and the wets don't have that. What I've noticed.
Well, our man in the our eyes in the sky will be able to tell us who is on what kind of tyre. If anything like previous races, they'll do all the practice in the wet. Race will be optimum conditions and catch them off guard. Indeed, it will, Orion Gray. That is how it was at Spa, should I say. Let's go, says Hypertech. At the moment, the pole is going the way of Dan to win this championship. It's going to be an absolute fascinating season. You will not want to miss the end of this, because what a championship it's been. What a season it's been. Obviously, we go into that season-long break. We've got 2 weeks' time. We've got the Nations League on Wednesday and Thursday. Make sure if you're on the Discord to get yourself involved in that one. We then have the FBR versus SimPlay battle. There is a date to come for that one. Driver selections will be picked momentarily soon as well. To keep your eyes out on social media and other platforms to make sure you see who is the top 15 or 10, I'm not sure how many drivers it is fully, will be in that. There will be an F1 race in where we'll get to see some drivers take to F1 around Qatar, as well as then the first race of the Endurance Championship. So if you fancy the Endurance Championship, make sure you go over to SimGrid, sign up on there and join the Discord sign up as well, so we have all your details and information correct going into that one. PN, out of 4 events, out of the 3 fun events, let's take the Endurance Championship out of it a moment. What are you most looking forward to out of them 3?
The Nations Cup, because it's Gran Turismo, and I'm quite well known for liking Gran Turismo for my sins.
And what was it you was running again? Team United Kingdom.
Yeah.
It's no Philippines, that's for sure. You got Team United Kingdom, I got Team Jamaica, so you'll have to tune in and watch us on that one. That is on the 1st and 2nd of May. Evening to Mike Matthews in the chat. He says, good luck Alex, Dan and OT, I'm assuming Overtaker. Not too much luck though. Haha. Is that Mike having the last laugh? I wonder.
Or is that Mike playing the mind games and getting inside their heads?
It's going to be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to tonight, PM. We saw last night the top 4, myself, Nova, Flem and Hypertech, brought great racing and great battles. Tonight I think could be the same. I think it's going to be fantastic. But for tonight, you've got to chuck Sully and Clouden in the mix.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, Sully's definitely in the mix as well, how fast he is in that McLaren.
Could you imagine if Sully had started this season? I think we'd have had a different championship on our hands.
Oh yeah, Sully would have been up there, easily up there, fighting for the title as well.
Where do you think Nash would have been if Nash was Slayer as well? Do you think he'd have been in this championship fight at the moment?
Yeah, he probably would have been, because the guy's quick. I'm not going to take it away from him, he's quick, but a bit short-fused.
Yeah. So then, coming to the end of the free practice session, 2 minutes 45 left. And this is going to be a fantastic, fantastic race. You look at that top 6 PM, and 4 of them are the championship protagonists. 2 of them is just there to win a race. They do not care.
Yeah, they don't care, and it's like, I wonder who's had a blind tick given. I doubt that'll happen, but
0.8 of a second separating the top 6, and in these conditions, that's nothing.
that is nothing in these conditions. And watch a sprint race to be bone dry, wouldn't it? Or green. When the track's green, that's worse than it being greasy.
Oh, Mutsnuts have a huge slide there. Simon Blair gone back to PSN names to distract himself there. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm looking forward to this race. Who are you going for race winner?
Ooh. Depends on the reverse grid, because Sully's quite near the further near.
Sully's mid-pack.
Sully's mid-pack. Harris has good pace, so he could be a shout as well. I don't know who's up where on the reverse grid, though. That's half the trouble.
Yeah, exactly. We'll go through the reverse grid in just a few moments' time. But 1 minute 15 left. Sully's the man who's currently setting the pace. Here's Clouden, though. Obviously, the Greasy Bandit Racing boys won the Pro-Am Championship last night. Very much a big congratulations to John Gooday and to Dean. And at the end of the night, you could arguably say it was a fight between the Deans. And one Dean come over the other Dean and was the better Dean in the season.
Yep, and we say evening to Emo Guy in chat.
We do. Good evening to Emo Guy. Been a very long time since we've seen Emo Guy in the chat. So great to see Ian in there. But 0.8 of a second separates that top 6. This is going to be fantastic to see. We will be closing that poll momentarily, just at the end of practice. Get your votes in if you want to vote for who you think will win this championship. Once again, a reminder, it is the top 4 that can win it. It is Mike Matthews, 17 points clear of Dan Davis, 48 points clear of Alex Powell, 105 points clear of Gary Leach. Of Overtaker. Gary wishes he was in this champion fight.
Gary hadn't seen the championship since season 2 on Project Cars 2.
Fat bloke saying, keep an eye on the rain on Sam tonight. He loves the rain. We will keep an eye on Sam. Where is Sam? Where is Sam? He's P9. He's in the pits. Session is over. Dan Davis, the only man on a valid lap. So the minute he invalidates it or finishes it, that'll be Dan done. Well, that'll be the session done, because Gary and Sutty are both on invalid lap times. This is going to be interesting. The rain is easing up. And if that goes into the race, PN, you just fancy the greasy, slick conditions. You have to be.
Yep, pump them slicks up.
Pump them up. Get them on. Get out on track. One man who'd be brave enough to try the slicks is the man currently behind Dan Davis. This man, Graham Sutcliffe. He'd try the slicks. It's just going to be interesting. It's just going to be fantastic. Dan Davis currently on a run as the track's obviously getting that little bit better.
Emo's asked them when you're going to do that rematch. Bentley rematch.
Depends when you've got a PS5. Right, we're on the grid. It is Graham on pole from Globewriter, P. Williams, M. Harris, Siri, Sam, Sully, Borough Beck, Simon Blair, Paolo, Ramy Fernie, Clouden, Gary Leach, Overtaker, Alex, Dan, and Mike Matthews. That is the interesting one. We know that Dan and Mike Matthews are championship done. PN, the weather is greasy, and the rain is decreasing throughout the next half an hour, which means we're probably not going to see dry running because that rain is still around. Track temp 25 degrees. It is 20 here. Oh, this is now thrown a spanner in the works.
Oh, I wonder how many people have got no fingernails left, because it's like, oh no.
Don't forget, while you're in here, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit that bell to be notified when we go live. This is the season finale, and it is the back 4 who can win the championship. Race 1 winners, though. Let's go. We're going to go M. Harris. We're going to go Sam, seeing as he's one to watch. We're going to go Sully. And who else should we just pop in there? You know what? He's not been here for a while. Graham. If you disagree with any of them, let us know who you think. Everybody will want to take to this race start. It is going to be interesting. Oh. 100% slicks. I see Ian Gray in the chat. I'd be going the slicks. I pump them up, go the slicks. I think so. I think he's right.
Yeah.
So, oh, sorry, we're just being told some information. I don't know if we can get that one repeated. Okay, so just being told that one driver is on the wets. I'm not going to say who just at the moment. We're going to wait till the race starts before we start to mention tyres. But information coming in from Jay Kravitz of people on wet tyres. So going to be interesting to see what other drivers are on. But row 1 will be Graham and Glowbrighter. P. Williams from M. Harris is row 2. We'll let the camera decide to catch them up, because we know at times at Kyle Army the cameras don't quite catch up when they need to. Then it will be Siri P5 alongside Sam on row 3. Row 4 will be Sully and S2M Borough Bex. Row 5 will be Simon Blair and Paolo. Row 6 will be Ramy Fernie and Cloud. And row 7, Gary Leach and Overtaker. Row 8, Alex and Dan. And on his own on row 9, Championship leader Mike Matthews. Now we only have that one piece of information about one driver on the wets. Okay.
Okay, there's another one.
PN, what we're being told is interesting strategy from these guys.
Yeah, I think it's too dry for wets, personally. I think you've got no choice, it's the slicks.
We will reveal who is on. Yeah, we'll reveal after the race start. Yeah. Okay. That to me may say a lack of testing.
Yeah, that does say a lack of testing, because it's still quite warm track temps, and these wets don't like a warm, drying track.
And the rain is decreasing. Let's not forget that the rain is also decreasing. So
yeah.
This could be huge. This could be huge.
As I still got that annoying tickle in the back of my throat, so one sec from me.
Just wondering if you have any more news on tyre strategy that we will bring you. Everybody else on the dry. So only 2 drivers running the wets that we can see. This is what Jay is seeing on drivers' streams. So he's sat there with about 50 streams open, even though there's only 17 drivers. And he's making sure that he's like race control. They've got all the drivers' cams in the FIA. The question is, will there be an 8-time champion here tonight? Or will it be 2021 all over again?
Yeah, but you've got to think it goes to the stewards, so it's me and you, and Hypertech.
Exactly. Exactly.
And are we corrupt like Michael Messi?
No, it won't be 2021 all over again. It'll be the fair decision. It'll be the correct decision. 100% it's South Africa. I don't know how realistic the game is, but the temps will be crazy on the wets, as it never gets wet enough on rain minus. Exactly. But we, though, for the 19th round of the season... Oh, green and go here at Kyle Army, and it's a decent start from Glowbrighter, who's already pulled side by side. In fact, he's pulled in front of Sutty. Look at that of M. Harris. He's already made a demon start as well. They're going 3 wide down towards turn 1 for the very first time. M. Harris looking up the inside, but Sutty sends one up on Glowbrighter. He's ran a little deep. He can keep that there. Cloud and Drown in the background, and I don't believe any of the championship protagonists was caught up in that. I think Overtaker has maybe had a spin. Yes, he has. So is that the end of Overtaker? But it is Graham who leads, coming towards Sector 1 for the first time, and it is Graham who gets that good start out there at the moment, ahead then of that of Harris. Then Sully is up to P3 already as well, so a great start for Sully in this race as they come through into the middle sector now, and this is a real opportunity for Sutty to do some moves here as they come through then. Just trying to look at my map where they are. They've gone through Sunset. They're now at the Club Bend. They're now into the S, as it is Sutty from M. Harris. Then it is Sully you see there. Then it is Glowbrighter, S2M Borough, Sam Sherry, Alex Powell. Mike Matthews has got himself ahead of Unorthodox and on the back of Alex Powell. In fact, he's looking upside the Alex Powell into Lee Coop at the hairpin corner. Mike Matthews goes up the inside. He's hungry for this championship. He takes the advantage over all of his rivals. Now Gary Leach is on the back of Alex Powell, but Alex Powell might be coming back at Mike Matthews. Matthews here as they're about to have a look at each other. Down through the crocodile, in towards the crocodile. Sorry, down the mine shaft into crocodile. Mike looking up the inside. Oh, who's that? Alex has hit somebody. That is the Aston Martin, I believe. Simon Blair's been caught up in that. No one else, as Mike now is on the back of Siri here. Back towards the leaders, Graham is no longer in the lead of this race. It is Sully and M. Harris going up the inside of Graham Sutcliffe at the final corner. That is through Ingui then. And M. Harris up into P2 across the line. Graham down to third. Then it is Globe Writer, who has gone back to the pits.
He's just quit, I think. He's quit. He's gone.
Yeah, so we've lost Globe Writer from this race. Not sure why. That might be... Is that an internet problem, I wonder? Sam is in the pits, but Mike Matthews, the championship leaders, up to fifth. Oh, Raimi Fernie drops it in front of Overtaker there. Manage all his, I think all is well. Gary Leach is now going side by side with Siri, and Dan Davis is right behind these two as well.
Yeah, but it's advantage Mike in this championship.
Pit window is now open. It's a shame Sam couldn't get one more lap. I wonder if Globe Writer will be able to get back in to the lobby then, but Gary going up the inside after sunset then in towards the clubhouse bend, now towards the S's. Gary gets in front to Siri. Dan Davis is now in the thick of this fight with Alex Powell just behind him. Alex though with a bit of damage, and Siri's gone a little wide. Dan's going to have the run. Mike's now giving Sutty a flash. Sutty stays out the way and Mike goes through another place. Dan Davis side by side with Siri and towards the coupe here, and Siri up the inside. Dan has to go a little wide. Does that allow Alex to have a look on the inside now? Dan's on the outside coming down the mine shaft towards the left hand kink. Is it flat at the moment? It might just be. Dan on the outside, Siri still on the inside. Great racing from Dan. They make small contact. Dan's on the grass. Siri's still ahead. Alex is having a look into the crocodile. Siri's gone so deep it's unreal. Dan is now through. Gary's past Graham Sutcliffe as well. And already at the end of lap 2 p.m, Dan in the thick of the battles, but Mike is a couple of cars in front. Graham and Overtaker pull into pit lane.
Alex having a look on the inside of Dan in the final turn.
It was Sam who was on the wets, and he had a bit of he had a spin. Globe Writer also was on the wets. He's the one who's left, so hopefully we get Globe Writer back. But at the moment, PN, it is a great start for Sully, who leads from M. Harris P2. Then it is Mike Matthews P3. Dan Slav in a cracking scrap with Alex Powell here. This is absolutely fantastic stuff from him at the moment.
Yeah, I couldn't find a camera then to see who was doing what. I found Fernie.
Dan's now ahead of Alex and starting to pull away. The next man he'll catch up to will be that one then of Gary Leach, who has had a great season in his own right in the Porsche.
Yep, Sully's already 2.5 seconds off the road. The master of the sprint these last 3 rounds.
Yeah, he has been. Overtaker and Graham done in the pits. Siri done in the pits. S2M Borough back. Simon Blair. Sam's got to come back in. It's a shame he didn't go that extra lap.
Was the car undrivable? Damage is the question.
23 seconds of damage. That is what he had.
Yep, Sully's now stretching his legs. Might look like he's winding in on Harris.
Yeah, 2.2 seconds. Gary's though currently defending from Dan at the moment.
Yep, he's got down for company and Gary's got damage on his car, so he may have had a collision earlier on.
He has got a little bit. Sam's back in the pit. Simon Blair is also in the pit, so I wonder if Simon Blair is carrying damage as well. But it's an interesting race already. Dan then pulling the trigger and comes into the pits.
Tricky pit lane, this one. Very tricky.
Very tricky to get it stopped and in okay. Right then, so run through. Sully, fastest lap is your race leader. 3 seconds clear of M. Harris. Mike's 2.1 behind. Then it is Gary Leach. Alex Power is P5. Paolo is P6 from P. Williams 7th. Dan is 8th, pitted. Clouden is 9th, pitted. Raimi Fernie 10th, yet to pit. Overtaker is 11th. He's in the pits. Dan is now away. Where is Dan off the limiter? Dan's off the limiter now. Overtaker's just come through the final corner. Dan is well ahead. Then it is Graham, Siri, S2M Borough, Sam and Simon Blair have just left the pits. They are now a lap down, but Dan has Overtaker has got clear of Clouden, and Dan has come out not far behind Raimi Fernie, but is out of the traffic. Excuse me, at the moment. That is the boat. That is the big deal for Dan here, really, with tyres that may be cold but at pressure. That's what you really need.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but well, It's too dry. This is where you want the intermediate tyre that other disciplines could have. But in GT racing and the GT class in WEC, they don't have intermediates.
They don't have intermediates, no.
The hypercars have intermediates, and the second rate championship for Formula 1, they have them as well. But they never use them because as soon as there's any little bit of rain, they red flag them.
So Mike Matthews 2.5 off the back of M. Harris. Gary Leach is 1.6 off the back of Mike, even with his damage. Sully then's through the crocodile now. Is he going to pit? No, he stays out. What about M. Harris? Only 16 drivers left. He stays out. Mike is also going to stay out. Gary Leach does as well. What about Alex Power, who's carrying that damage? I'm surprised he's not came into the pits in this one, but he stays out on the track. Paolo does as well, as does P. Williams. He looks like he's got a bit of damage to the front of his Lamborghini. What about Ramy Fernie then? He's got Dan Davis gaining on the back of him. Will he pull into the pits and think, I'm not in a fight with Dan in this championship, I'm going to let him go? Nope, stays out on the circuit and allows Dan to try and close that gap once more in these greasy conditions, Pierre.
Yeah, well, he was very wide through the final corner, and that would have been a flag on the track limits, no doubt.
Yeah, no
Probably
doubt.
no time gained.
Indeed, 1.3 seconds is the gap between him and Dan. Mike's got the gap. Mike has spanned. That is up through turn 4. Gary Leach has got ahead. Where is Alex Power? He's also got ahead. Did Paolo? No, he didn't. Did Mike keep it out the wall? No, he did not. That is huge damage for Mike Matthews on the front of his Ferrari. And all of a sudden, Dan Davis might be sitting pretty so far. What about Alex Power as well? But Dan has got to get past Smokey Devil. That is not what Mike would have needed there.
No, Mike had a peaceful pirouette. It happened. Not when you want it to happen, when you're trying to win a championship.
So Mike has to regroup and bounce back here. But for Dan Davis, he's now right on the back of Ramy Fernie. And for Dan, he's got to now try and come back through. He's got to make sure he gets clear of Smokey and not held up.
Any of them pit?
I imagine Mike will. I imagine Mike will dive straight into the pits at this one. Alex might as well now. He's in front of Mike. Dan, right on the back of Ramy Fernie, cannot get past. While ever Ramy is there, Dan's giving him a flash.
Alex stays out.
Ramey's racing for himself. He wants as many points as he can possibly get. Ramy defends the inside line. Dan's going to try and tuck back underneath Ramy, but he can't so far. Has a little squirrely moment on the throttle, putting it down, but he's just got the nose in front. Dan backs out of that one. Nobody pitted. Ramy sliding through the crocodile. That would have given Dan a heart-in-mouth moment. Dan still cannot get through. And that is Simon Blair, who is a lap down just ahead of them. And at the moment, PN, Ramy not making it easy for Dan, and overtakers coming in the background. Dan's looking to pull out. Has he got the run on Ramy Fernie down towards turn 1? They come for the 5th time. Dan has that inside line on Ramy Fernie. That is a job done. Thank you, Mama, for the carrots. Goes a little deep, but you could do that on the exit of turn 1, and Smokey will have to live to fight another day. Dan Davis up to P8 now, but the question is how much will Mike Matthews lose?
If he repairs, because he's been known not to repair the damage. Previous races. As Sully has a quite comfortable 5-second lead, as we're now halfway there.
Halfway through race 1, Sully took the vote for the race winner. Nobody voted for Graham, that's a shame. But here is Siri on the with Burabecks on the back of him here then. So this is going to be a little interesting scrap. We'll keep our eyes on the battles elsewhere. Dan needs to make no mistakes tonight. Mike has now already made 1. Alex Power 2 seconds off the back of Gary Leach. Could Gary be in for a podium? Burabecks having a look into turn 1, but that door quickly got shut by Siri.
Yep. Sully stays out. Harris 2 stays out. Does Gary pull the trigger? He does not. How about Alex? Nope. And now it's a bit of a gap. There's about 6.5 seconds to Mike. Mike stays out.
Yeah, interesting decisions this from Mike. The train, though, PN, in 30 minutes is going to increase. So this is going to be interesting.
Yep, and well, it won't matter because the race 2's
but going into
Sunday.
the evening. Going to the evening.
I saw Smokey just disappear, but yeah, Smokey's been in a wall and now coming in the pits. That
So
looked a bit
Overtaker's got through, and I believe that is Simon Blair who's got through as well. Simon Blair not getting in the way of Dan or Overtaker in this one. As it stands, it's Sully who leads. We're currently watching the battle for 13th and 14th place.
Gary's losing time to Alex.
Yeah,
Gary's lost a lot of time to Alex.
Alex, with his damage, to be fair, is caught onto the back. Siri versus Burrobex is half a second. These two have pitted. Ramy Fernie's pit stop done. And out the pits he comes ahead of Graham. Graham running in a solid 12th place at the moment. So great to see from him.
Yep.
But it is going to be a question of who does what. Can we go on board with Dan? Go Dan for the win. Not at the moment. He's not doing anything. We're currently watching this fight on track. Phil, so we're going to stay with the battles as Aston Burrobex is looking to go up the inside of Seri in towards turn 1. Is this the move going to be done for Burrobex? They just have a bit of contact and he's through. So Burrobex through on Seri. And that puts Burrobex up to 14th place in this race. Harris is in the pits. Gary and Alex both stay out on track. What about Mike Matthews? Is he going to box this lap? He is. He comes in. Paolo, what is he going to do? He stays out. P. Williams is also going to stay out. So that is interesting there. But Alex really gaining on Gary. Let's see Gary through turn 1. And see what happens here.
You can definitely see a dry line. There's a definite dry line appearing now.
Mike is not repairing his damage, but the question is, where is Dan Davis? Dan Davis has passed him. Overtaker's done the fastest lap. He's passed him. So all of a sudden, this course between Mike Cloudon's been off somewhere. He is well behind. So Mike is behind Overtaker and Dan. At the minute, net 7th and 9th so far for these two. So for Dan, he'll gain 6 points over Mike. At the moment. Harris has came out the pits.
Oh, Gary's off the road.
He is. That's through the S's just as we go on board him. And that's give Alex Powell the run. And this could be the race that Alex Powell needs. He's side by side with Gary. He's passed Gary 1-3-1. So great racing. Gary's coming back up the inside though. And a bit of a bump up the rear from Alex Powell. That'll give him more damage on the front end.
Yep. It looked like Gary might have moved over on him. They're not giving him room then. Hard to say without the on board. Well, I could go on board. But...
Alex to the outside. He's going to cut to the inside and was had a bit of a tap up the rear on Gary once again from Alex Powell. It is the move done though. Alex gets up the inside and it must have been because he gives Gary the position back. And I just wonder now if these two are going to come into the pits. Gary's hit the crocodile, has a huge slide, and both of them stay out on track once more.
Yeah, they've got a pit within the next lap, really, because Sonny's just taken first to slap back off Overtaker.
He has indeed, and M. Harris is only 1.4 up the road from Dan Davis. He's probably going to want to go for a win, for a podium here. He's not going to want to let Dan mess up his night, but Paolo and P. Williams are in. Where's Mike Matthews on the track map? He's only just now come through the crocodile. Sorry, he's coming towards Crocodile. It's coming towards Cheetah now, apologies. Now coming up to the final corner as Paolo and P. Williams. P. Williams is not in yet. Oh, I thought he'd gone then. They're not in. Where's Mike Matthews? So Dan's made up another 2 places. Mike will get ahead of them, but it is Dan who's gaining on M. Harris here. And this is what Dan needed. This is exactly what Dan needed. And now all of a sudden, Dan's in 5th, Mike's in 7th. That gap is now 7 points between the championship rivals out front at the minute. With Alex Power taking even more points off the pair of them. But he is yet to pit. It is only 18 seconds up the road from Alex Power. And I think Jay said last night it was about 25 seconds in, stop for a second and go.
Yeah, it was about that. If you don't miss your box a bit, pull back by your pit cruisers.
Gary and Alex.
A couple of times.
Going back at it, tooth and nail here through Ingwe down the mine shaft towards the Crocodile, and Alex goes to the outside, the inside of the left-hand bend to the outside of Crocodile once again. He's going to try and go up the inside. Gary covers him off this time round. While these two are busy squabbling, Sully's got 15 seconds. He's in the lead of this race.
He's in the pits.
He's in the pits as well. Gary through the Cheetah. They've got to pit this lap, both of them, and they are both into the pits. Get that slowed down. They both do. In fact, Alex comes to a halt.
Not to hit Gary.
If Alex comes out ahead of Dan here, that could be huge.
It would be. Let's see if Alex repairs his damage.
I don't think he will. I think he'd be silly at this stage of the race with 3 minutes left to repair it. Harris round the final corner. Alex is in for a lot longer than Gary at the moment. He's now away. Dan's going to get past Alex. Where is Alex in terms of pit lane exit? Alex actually close to Gary. They're off pit limiter. Where's Mike Matthews? He's gone through. No, he's not. So Dan's up onto the podium. Mike is still 7th. So all of a sudden, Dan's scoring 45 points. He's going to pull back 15 points. The gap will be 2 going into the final race like it was last night. And Mike Matthews now on the back foot.
Yeah, that spin cost him.
Yeah. Good evening to Peaceful Stepdad. He's got past Simon Blair and Mike is 13 seconds off the back of Alex. Alex still on the back of Gary. These two didn't repair damage. What Mike needs now is Overtaker to gain 2 seconds and get on the back of Dan. What he doesn't need is Dan to get on the back of M. Harris. Back down towards Graham, who's got Paolo for company. Not seen much of Graham this season. Paolo's with him for company. Mike would rather Overtaker catch Dan than Dan catch Harris.
Yep. He needs Overtaker's 2 seconds off the back of Dan now.
Pit window is now closed.
Pit window closes. The track's still greasy. That rain is still only light. But my oh my, what a race we have on our hands here. Alex ahead of Mike. Dan taking plenty of points out of him. Dan's gained a 10th over Harris, but Overtaker has gained nothing over Dan through the middle sector. Sully's going to win this race, but it's going to be a question of who's second and third. Because if Dan has a moment behind Harris, well, Gary's only 6 seconds behind Dan.
Yep, it's not far away, is it? And Alex definitely got the faster car at this point in the race than Gary's Porsche.
Dan's gap's down to a second. Overtaker's took half a second out of Dan. And we're coming on to what will possibly be the penultimate lap that Sully has just started. Let's go back to Alex over Gary's Porsche, because that gap between Sutty and Paolo's just extended a little bit as Alex now goes for the late move up the inside into turn 1. Plenty of respect and room given from both drivers, and it's good side-by-side action. Gary keeps hold of that down to P. Williams and Clouden. Clouden's dropped down to 9th with damage on that car, and P. Williams looks like he's going to pull away in that fight. Ramy Fernie and Borough Becks, that is a battle that is happening on. Borough Becks looks like he's gone a little wide through the Crocodile and will have to wait through Cheetah, set himself up at the final corner. While Dan's not gained anything, Overtaker has gained another 2/10 over Dan Davis. So there you see him, Harris, Dan and Overtaker. Michael really be needing this to happen, and Alex still on the back of Gary 131. He'll be hoping these two come together so he gets past both of them.
He would, but he's 10 seconds roughly off the back of Alex as well at the moment. Alex is definitely looking racy.
He is looking racy. It's a shame he's got that damage, because it would have been interesting to see his pace without it. P. Williams had that gap closed by Clouden, but we're going back to this fight. Overtaker's within a second of Dan. Dan's just over a second to Harris. Here comes Alex Powell then down through the mine shaft towards the Crocodile. He's going to have the outside line for the Crocodile. This is great racing. Oh. They just make small contact. Alex is off. That's what Mike would have been hoping for. Is a mistake. Leaders on the final lap, and Dan all of a sudden starting to come under a little pressure from Overtaker here with 1 to go. Dan could do with holding station and not overdriving this car, but he's got to defend from his biggest rival over the years of Overtaker.
He has a lot of defend, and that pink McLaren have been looming in his rear view.
Alex has got ahead of Gary, so I'm not sure where that one has happened, but Alex has got ahead of Gary, and now he's letting back through.
Okay.
These two keep squabbling like this. Mike might be on them soon. There's Harris, there's Dan, there's Overtaker. Gap is big. Dan is closer to Overtaker than he is to Harris.
Yeah, the sprint master, 13 seconds up the road now, really, as he's coming towards...
What an end to this season. What an end.
Yeah, what an end indeed.
As it stands at the moment, the gap will be down to 2 points, Dan to Mike. But if Mike gets himself ahead of Gary and Alex, depending on what their squabbles are like, and if Overtaker gets himself ahead of Dan, well, that gap will be a little bit more. Overtaker is right on the back of Dan. He'll want a podium. He'll want to end his championship and maybe try and stay in it. That's very unlikely, but Overtaker trying to take a more aggressive approach by braking a bit earlier than Dan. Gets it turned in. He's close enough to Dan. The problem is he's not close enough to have a look at the moment And down through the mineshaft they come. They've got really one corner left. He thought about having a look there, did Overtaker. He's going to go round the outside. He's outbraked himself massively. We are, though, going to turn our attention to the race winner. And it is once again the sprint master. It is Sully who takes the race win and the fastest lap. Great drive from him. M. Harris could find himself on the podium for the first time. He's been knocking on the door of it. That is going to be a P2. Dan Davis looks like he takes the upper hand. He gets P3. Overtaker just wasn't to be for him in that first race. He's going to come across for P4. Gary Leacho hanging on in there for P5 ahead of Alex Powell, who's P6 at this moment. And Mike Matthews then just a little further back. That's only going to be 7th. That is not the way you want to start this championship. Sam has finished down in 15th.
Cloudon's now crossing the line in P8.
Nuts has finished down in 16th. P8 then for Jamal Cloudon.
Williams in...
It's going to be 9th for P. Williams. Graham's a little further back, but he has held off Paolo absolutely brilliantly. Top 10 for Graham here. So a fantastic job for him. Paolo's going to come across for P11. We then just wait for Burra Bex, who's currently P12.
Sheary and Fernie.
Sheary is going to come home for 13th. And Ramy Fernie, 14th place. And we lost Glowbrighter in this one. But that was race 1 done. Next is the final race of the season. Overtaker is out of the running in this Drivers' Championship, but do not go anywhere. You do not want to miss anything. Ooh, Mikey boy. He's bollocksed it.
So Glowbrighter's not coming back?
Yeah, I just read that. I didn't even see what happened. Why didn't you just fucking put the footage in? It's last fucking week at season, you cunt. We're going to demote him to Pro-Am anyway. Yeah.
Green light, go, go, go.
Oh, track's wet. Track is wet, but then goes dry. Track is fully wet.
Look at them lovely puddles. Oof.
And it's dry. That looks like you fucking penis. What a helmet.
Overtaker forgot to turn damage off in pit stops.
And you're the one who always says he goes on slicks. Dickhead. Right, I'm going to join the other party.
Dan's coming in for an interview. 2 points. Alex is 45 behind.
Yeah, I think Alex is pretty much out now as his taker.
Taker's gone. That's it, done.
Taker's out.
Taker's out. Taker's out. Was Sooty on the West, did I just hear in your stream, even though I can't hear Sooty's voice?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the man who always runs the dries...
And it's perfect dry conditions.
Ran the fucking wet. What a
Everyone else
helmet.
was on dries. Everyone else was on dries. Me,
No, Glowbrighter
Gary,
and Sam
Annie.
wasn't.
And then, what did Gary say? He goes, I've done no testing in this, and, you know, fuck it, I'm going slicks. When we all went slicks, so, yeah. Oh, fucking Harris was a lucky boy.
You was a lucky boy. I thought Overtaker were going to fucking lunge one on you at the Crocodile.
Yeah, I thought he was as well. I was preparing for the hit, to be fair. But, you know, he didn't hit me, so it's all good. So, yeah.
Is he bottling it? What was his reaction when he span?
He says I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. I've dropped it all on my own. Nothing, no one else. It's my
Yeah,
fucking fault.
no, clear, mate.
And now he's like, it's gonna be fucking 2 points now, isn't it?
Ouch, that hurts. Dropped it all myself. Only me to blame. Gonna be a hard task, but come on. DJ Phil, come on, Dan, you can do it. He asks us, right? You're 10 seconds behind whatever car you're behind. And DJ Phil, chat, can we go on board Dan for the win? Like, no, we're watching a fight happening here. And he wants to watch you 10 seconds behind someone and 10 seconds in front of someone. Oh, yeah. Let's put Dan on screen. Right, we'll run to the toilet.
What is the points gap?
2. The same as me and Nova in race 2 last night.
So basically, either one of us has to finish in front of the other.
Yes.
Because technically, if it goes to level 1 points, I should win because I got more wins.
Yes.
Fuck, Mike. You fucking idiot. Oh, I need a piss. Be right back, guys.
Yep.
Oh, Mike, you fucked it yourself, you bellend. I said to him before we went live, I said to him, don't get in your own head. What's he done? He's got in his own head. Fucking helmet. Yeah, I can't imagine that's felt good. Oh, connection failure. PN, you had a connection failure?
I'm still here. But the ping has gone on crazy. Yeah, the ping has gone on crazy. Oh, no, here we all go.
What the fuck? Are we having a mass disconnection?
Not a yeah, but we're only in practice, so we're alright, we don't need to reset yet. How many drivers, what, there were 16 people in because Siri left, didn't he?
Yeah. Glowbrighter left, didn't he?
Glowbrighter, sorry.
We had this the other night with your server, didn't we?
Yeah.
How the fuck is Paolo still in here?
He's the only one probably not getting lag.
Okay, I'm gone.
I'm gone again.
Here we go. Oh fuck, what was it? I can't even find the server.
I'm gone.
I can't even find the server.
Connection could not. Server's not there. Server's not there.
Great.
Which means we're going to need to refresh the server completely, aren't we?
I can see it.
Tell
There it
Mike.
is, it's back.
Yeah, but we're going to need to completely refresh it, aren't we?
Yeah, it's back to start again.
Right. Event. Fuck, this is where I need Mike.
We'll get him in here then. I'll tell him to come in here.
Yeah, please.
He's already here.
Oh, he's already here.
Do we know what happened there?
No, not a fucking clue. It booted me twice.
Sake.
Right. So we need to change. How long was left to practice? We need to change the event file, Mike.
5 minutes.
Right. So am I just
Are you on
changing
it, yeah?
day of weekend to 3?
Just delete the top one. Let me.
I don't want to delete something and it be wrong though. That's my problem.
Sorry, I'm just loading it up now. Just type something in Discord. Come on, load up, you fucker. Right, event. So you want 5 minutes practice?
5 minutes practice to get everybody in. Keep the quali as 15. 45
and
race.
race 45. Oh, this is going to throw up a fucking spanner in the works now. It was looking to be a dry race, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know because there was still 50 minutes left after that practice, wasn't it? If they went quali,
true.
and then 45 minutes left till the race.
Right, I'm just seeing if this will save now. Fuck's sake.
This happened to the
Why?
Pro-Am boys the other night. Is it going to be the same password?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for this to tell me it's saved, but it's not fucking playing.
What's that, Pian? Cancel it. Job done. Mike wins the
it's not
championship
coming
by
up.
2 points.
Oh, they are. Right, save, restart.
How's that what you
No,
think?
if it has to be.
No, if that's the case, we just run it.
The server's wrong.
What's wrong?
Free practice, 1 race, FP2.
Yeah, that's right. Because there's only one practice.
Yeah, we've had to delete the first bit, haven't we?
So it's 5 minutes left of practice, and then...
Are
You
you
type it
in
in Discord.
I'm not, no, I'm
Green light. Go, go, go.
just trying to get in. I'll type it now.
I'm doing it now, I'm doing it. You get yourself in.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Now it's dry to rain. Fucking brilliant. Fuck my life.
Can you hear the anxiety and fucking nerves in his voice? Any other week, he wouldn't give a fuck.
He'd be chill, wouldn't he? He'd be chill as fuck. But since he's
he'd be
cocked
like,
it.
Yeah, no worries.
But
it's fine.
let's just say I'm definitely not, because I fucked that myself. Hands down, I dropped it, nose into the wall, and that was it. I thought, that's me fucking gone. Oh, we'll see, I guess.
Right, I believe we're all back. No, there's no Gary.
We'll be back. Right,
I've
I'm
just.
gonna go jump back
Yeah,
in that
no worries,
party.
Mike. Best of luck for race
Sutty's
2,
joined
mate.
the fucking party. I don't know how Sutty's joined the party.
Is that what's putting you off?
No, he joined after that race, thankfully.
Oh, right. I can't believe that dickhead. Dan was saying that he ran wets in the fucking greasy.
Yeah.
Of all people to run dries.
Yeah, that's what Gary's just said to him.
Fucking
So,
hell, mate.
I'll see you back in there, Dan.
See you in a bit.
Alright, man.
Good luck.
See you in a bit.
Right, so we had 17 drivers. Gary's still not in.
No glory boy.
He's fucking anxious
Yeah,
as fuck. he
What I'm
is.
saying, Pin, is we had 17 drivers with Glowbrighter, so there's 2 people missing.
Power hosing.
Alex, so Alex and Mutz.
Alex is there.
Sorry, Gary and Mutz.
Yeah, Gary and Simon.
His fucking anxiety is through the
Aye,
fucking roof.
you can just hear it in his voice, can't you?
Yeah, he's stressed.
He did not look happy.
Where is Gary and fucking Mutz? Is he in Mutz Racing? Is Glowbrighter coming back?
No.
It's fun of running wets on a dry track. Well, it wasn't dry, but you know. I learned that fucking mistake the hard way.
Yep, you did. Gary's in.
Excuse me.
Da-da-da.
I think it's going to stay wet. I think I've got a setup for wet to dry. Fuck me, man. Even I'm starting to get anxious with this fucking weather. This is the problem, it's the fucking weather.
Yeah.
I don't mind everything else, you know? Track, fine. Like, pace, fine. You know? But it's the fucking unknown. Oh, wow. It's only a championship.
Gary's back in.
Yeah, I know.
It's just Simon.
Just said
But
that.
listen.
Did you not
Yeah, I
listen?
didn't hear you. No.
Fucking
I was
hell,
zoned out.
Petey. Typical going for a potential dry race to a wet race again. Welcome to Pro-Am pains last night. And overtake a pet. You love the wet. What are you on about, Mike? Fuck! Has this been my closest fight? It was me and Andy quite literally level on points in the final race.
You won it on the final race, so yeah, I'd say this is the same as Andy. Yours is down there. Oh, yeah, no, so that's yours. I've had a glass out of yours, so I've had a glass out of mine. So just Simon we're waiting on.
Tell you what, I've never been more nervous coming up behind fucking Simon and fucking Smokey.
Did you just have a caution?
Jesus Christ.
Did you brick yourself down?
Oh yeah, I shot myself twice. Smokey had a moment in front of me as well. And I was like, oh, you fucker. Sam, get in the fucking pits, you can't. Sam! Dickhead. The longer you're out there, the more wet it's going to be in qualifying, you dick.
Factor 2 to host BTCC
Yeah,
content
we've
until
heard.
2026.
But also it could mean their own game.
Oh, damn.
Give it all you can.
I can get it there.
5, 4. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen. What a championship this is turning out to be. It has been an absolutely fantastic night's worth of racing as Smoky Devil is the first man to leave the pits. I believe Cloudon's just clipped the pit wall there. But your championship order looks like this. Mike Matthews still leads by 2 points to Dan Davis. Alex Power is 45 behind. He needs a miracle to win this. And is that miracle the rain in the sky? Overtaker cannot win it. He's 94 back, but he cannot win the championship. Gary Leach is P5 with Cloudon in 6th. Squire Shundlemeyer P7. Ramy Fernie P8. Sully moves into the top 10. What a season that man has had. Joining late. Joe is 10th. Paolo 11th. Simon Blair is 12th. Tess Twemble Rebex. Graham, Sam, Luke, Siri, M. Harris, De Hoffner. Ornash, Andrew Taylor, J. Ward. P. Williams, Clarbel. Darren Yo. Tarkowski, Globrighter, Losser, Graham Sutcliffe, who could possibly get ahead of Losser this evening. Kutias, De Fizz, Dennis Newman, Bourchier, Shaggy, Denbrave, Tech Leader, Costa Marshall and Roy. In terms of the constructors, well, nothing's really changed anywhere up and down that, so it is as it was before. And once again, McLaren are your manufacturer's winners. And that was done a long time ago. We have P3 in the commentary box because we need to sort out our chats with Xbox. That is Dan Davis. Dan, first of all, I have to ask, how are the nerves?
To be fair, mate, I'm actually all right. I'm not too bad. You know, done this 7 times in the past. You know, you kind of start to get used to it. But yeah, I'm okay. I'm not too bad. Just other drivers make me nervous. That's all.
Now, this feels roles reversed from last night. Last night you was interviewing me, who just took the championship lead by 2 points. Tonight I'm interviewing you, who's behind by 2 points. You've still got a job to do. That job is to finish ahead of Mike.
It just makes it simple, doesn't it? Just finish ahead of him. There's nothing more to it, really. Yeah, I mean, like I said to the guys in the Discord, to everyone else, it's down to Mike now, really. It's up to him. He's the championship leader. You know, it's up to him what he does. And first strike goes to me already. So, yeah, I think I'm starting to put the pressure on him a little bit.
Now, it looked like you had a very cautious start to the race. You didn't seem to get through many drivers early on. You seemed to leave it till halfway through, if not the back end of the lap, before you started making places up. Was that the tactic all along? Just steady through the first couple of bends?
Especially in the conditions, it was just stay alive and focus on just getting through the pack, not being involved in anybody's incidents, not being in trouble. That was really the goal, just stay out of trouble. And yeah, if it meant going off track and saving the car, then do so. So it was all about not taking damage. And it worked to some degree. I was a bit behind, but the strategy was clear as many cars as possible and do the opposite of what other car was in front of me. And when I caught Gary, I know what Gary's like, and it's just easier for me to pit, so I just did.
The end of that race was interesting. You was catching Harris, but had Overtaker really gaining on you. Looked like he tried to have a little look into the crocodile late on in the race. Did that make you sort of watch your rear view mirrors a little bit more at that corner?
It did make me a little bit nervous, but I know what Overtaker's like. I know I can race with him, and I know what his capability is. So the fact that he decided to go off track instead of into the back of me, I couldn't ask more than that. So you know, and Harris, lucky boy at the end. I think Overtaker giving me that pressure was helping me get a bit closer to him. But no, it's like third. That's the best I could do at that stage. So yeah, we're happy with that. We'll go into this one and see what we can do.
What can you do, Dan? Can you win this championship? I suppose that's the big question to ask. Oh, sorry, just to interrupt there. Apologies, we'll get back to that question in a moment. Overtaker's just tapped the rear of Sutty coming through the final corner. It's just driven into him, PN.
Yeah, I just saw that. I think that might be. We might have to put that one in.
Yeah, that looked a little naughty there at the very end. Dan, sorry, back to that question. Can you do this one?
I believe I can, yeah.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. We will let you get back to it. We won't keep you for too long tonight. Obviously, a lot to focus on, PN. The rain getting worse and intensifying in half an hour. This could be the start to a wet race.
Yeah, it's got to be. Is it going to be moist? That is the question.
Yeah.
As Alex currently sits on provisional pole from Dan. But if it's going to get wetter as this session goes on, we may have seen the best laps.
We may have seen the best laps. The earlier laps may have been the best ones, and if that is the case, it is Alex Power on provisional pole from Dan Davis from Cloudon, Ramey Fernie, P. Williams, Burrobex and Sully. Paolo, Graham and Siri not come out on track. Obviously, we've just seen Graham have an incident there with Overtaker, so he's also not got a lap in. That could have ruined his chances of pole. Great multitasking from Dan. Decent lap while being interviewed, says Ian Gray in the chat. Indeed it was. Smoky Devil comes through. Cheetah, as does Cloudon for that second time. Simon Blair still in the pit lane as well. You see the yellow flag of Simon Blair in the pits. And if that was the last of the best laps, PN, Mike's not got one on the board yet. Here comes Ramey Fernie. Doesn't improve, neither does Cloudon. What about Dan Davis? Does improve, goes pole by 63 thousandths of a second, but it's Alex Powell, the next man to the line. And what is this lap time going to bring from him?
Let's have a look.
To the line, Alex Powell, no, does improve, 1/10 in front of Dan, and now it is P. Williams, and I believe that is Sully behind him, who was 65 seconds off the back. Sam is 64 seconds off the back, so heck of a lap time there from Sam and Sully, as Williams slightly improved. Sully goes into P3, so maybe that bit of traffic has cost him. Car 34 will be next to the line. Where is Mike? He's on an invalid one, he's just come through the crocodile. This is not what Mike needs, PN.
No, this is not what he needs when he's only got a slimmer stuff championship leads now of 2 points. That's not very much in SimPlay.
And I'm going to keep ears on the on race control, or on Ted Kravitz, Micro Ted, for if anybody is on the wet tyre, because that's going to be the interesting one while it is damp. Is anybody risking that slick tyre in qualifying? That'll be the other option, but with it getting wetter, you feel that is more and more unlikely as this session goes on. Here comes M. Harris out the final corner. Great first race, he took his first ever podium, but where is this going to put him? P5 at the moment. 96 is next, that is Sam. Mike Matthews 161 seconds off of the pole lap of Alex Powell. I reckon he'll make up some time there.
I think so, but that's an absolute stonking lap, isn't it?
It is a stonking lap. Here comes, speaking of stonking, what can Dan Davis do? We saw one back at Suzuka a few weeks ago. Can Dan Davis pull another one out of the locker? He rounds the final corner down towards the start line. What is his lap time going to be? No improvement for Dan Davis. Next car we turn our attention to is out of the 188. That is Sully. This could be interesting because this man's been quick all night.
Yeah, Taker's also on a valid lap.
So it's P. Williams just ahead of Overtaker, but here comes Sully, rounds the final corner. He's going to come to the line now, and is this going to be up on his time? He is, and goes provisional pole. What about P. Williams then? He's going to put a lap time in. He doesn't improve. Overtaker now goes second. So it bumps Dan down a few positions. Next one is S2M Burrow-Bex. In fact, no, next one is Mike Matthews, who's got to improve on that 161 seconds down on his previous best lap. Can he improve this time around? On the pole lap, sorry. Can he improve this time around? I'd imagine so. I'd imagine it'll be pretty easy for Mike to find a second or two here. He finds 160 seconds. So that's not bad, is it?
Yeah, it's a go piece. 160 seconds, that's like...
Yeah, that's nearly 2 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it is nearly 3 minutes, sorry. S2M Burrow-Bex moves up another position. What about Ramey Fernie? Currently P8, stays P8. Car 96, that is Sam. Coming into the final corner now. Mike's gone back to pit lane. Nobody else. Graham, Paolo, Siri, Simon Blair, not out on circuit. I believe Gary is. Yes, he's on a valid lap. Sam goes P9. And next up, Dan Davis, 3/10 off the pole. There is now less cars between himself and Mike. Mike will start right behind him on the start grid. Mike is coming out on the dry tyre. Dan to the line. Oh, finds a couple of thousandths there, but it is not enough. Mike is risking the slick, is what we're being told by Jay Kravitz in the comms box. Dan is pitting as well. That'll probably be to leave the comms box and get back into his party chat with his teammate, but it is gloves off at SimPlay Racing this evening. That is for sure. Next man on a lap is the 188. Excuse me. And it is Sully to the line.
Spun in front of Alex, and Alex collected him. What is going on here?
Sully, no improvement there as he crossed the line. Next man on a lap is the car 68. That is Burrow-Bex.
Even I had my hand up. What was Alex thinking? Just why didn't he back off seeing that Overtaker's car spinning?
Yeah.
I know it's the final race of the season and the red mist is down big time. It's like touring cars, the final race of the season, where they go, well, we don't need these cars anymore. Let's smash them up.
Here comes Burrow-Bex out the final corner. Apologies, who's coming out on the wets? Harris is coming out on the wet, so he's not risking the slicks at this moment in time. Mike risking them. That is a bold move from Mike.
That is. You know, in some places on this circuit, if you see it on the main street, you can see the rivers of water running across.
Yeah.
And one of them is in the braking zone to the final corner.
Right, car 36, that's Clouden. Can Clouden find 6/10 to get ahead of Dan? The problem is, the track's just going to get wetter and wetter and wetter, or is it getting that wet? The rain's coming down heavier now than what it was a moment ago. It's no longer showers. Clouden improves, finds 3/10. Sooty to the line as well. I believe that's the start of his first flyer. 180's now coming to the line. That is P. Williams. Oh, you get the feeling here, if Mike pulls off a blinder on slicks,
Yeah.
what this could do. Gary's off, or slow at least. So here comes P. Williams, down to the final corner. Rounds it well. And what is it going to be for P. Williams? No improvement. Alex to the line. That'll be to start his lap. Next car on a valid is car 96. That is Sam.
If the guy who was talking last night in Promam's chat's in chat, however you say that name.
Yeah. I'm going umpy. Umpy? Evening. Good evening. Hope you're well, buddy. Welcome to the pros. Damp track, rain increasing over the next half an hour. Sam is the next man on a valid lap time here. The car after that is car 36. That is Clouden, who will need 3/10 to get ahead of Dan. Mike's bailed to the pits. Jay, is that for the wet tyre? Yes, it is. He's bailed on the slick. Sam stays P8. What about Clouden now, then? Don't forget, if you're new here, hit that thumbs up button, the bell to be notified when we go live, and press subscribe. Really does help the channel out. You guys have been amazing all season. 70 plus, nearly 80 subscribers in this 10-week season. It's been absolutely fantastic. Oh, his name translates to old man. There we go. We are all pretty old in this commentary box, so don't worry, buddy.
Youngin.
P5 for Clouden, no improvement there. And the track's just getting wetter, PN, so you can't see many improvements happening.
No, I can't see it now improving at all with a minute and a half left. With only 16 cars and a couple of them haven't even set a valid lap or gone out. As Alex powers towards the line, let's see what he can do.
Yeah, Dan doesn't improve. Alex finds 2 thousandths. So puts him a little closer to overtaker.
Yep.
Harris.
Speaking of overtaker, he's now crossing the line.
He is on an invalid. He's on an invalid. Here comes Harris to the line. 58 seconds left in qualifying. He's got P5. He's got Mike down a place. Oh,
and
wow.
Knocks Clouden down as well. Next
So
car comes on the line.
Harris has bumped the championship leader down one more spot. That puts another car between him and Dan. Here comes Ramey Fernie. Any improvement? None at all. He'll get one more lap in. No, he's done. Mike will get one last flying lap. He needs 0.4 of a second. So the first one to be finished will be Clouden. Now, if Clouden improves, this will be impressive. If he finds 0.3 from somewhere, if Clouden can do this and knock Dan down a spot, Dan is still on a lap though. This could be huge. We'll then go to Graham. I believe Simon Blair didn't come out. Clouden to the line, he's got ahead of Harris. Oh, I thought he went down to Dan. Very close. And he does get one more flying lap in. Sooty will be the first one to finish. Any improvement from Graham? No, stays P13. Gary 131, Gary Leach, sorry, he goes up to P9. Next is Dan Davis. Here we go, Dan. Has he got any more time? Can he just pull a little bit away? His name is a language they speak here in South Africa. There you go, that's why we can't pronounce it. We're on South African. Dan pulls to the pit wall. I don't think it's going to be an improvement. He stops before the line. It will not be an improvement. Alex goes into the pits. What about overtaker? Can he take pole away from Sooty?
Sully.
Sooty's Graham Sutcliffe.
And I think Sully's in the pit. So he does.
He does take pole away by 84 thousandths of a second. 34 is to the line. That is Harris. Harris has improved as well. So now all of a sudden pressure is on Mike. got to find some time in this session. He has to.
He's just touched the curb in the cheater.
He has to find time. Otherwise, there is cause between himself and his championship rival, and he does not need that.
See what
Comes to the line, he improves, but it's only P7. It is not enough. He now needs Clouden to find a couple of hundredths, because if Clouden can find a couple of hundredths, he's invalidated. He's invalidated. So Overtaker will take the final pole of the season, which means for him, he only needs one more pole when we come back next season to get his 25th. But Dan Davis, 3 cars between himself and Mike Matthews. He needed Clouden there, but what Mike Matthews would be beneficial of, that is a point Dan cannot get.
No, because that goes to Overtaker.
Right. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this isn't done. This is far from done.
And within half an hour's time, it's going to
It's getting worse.
wetter.
And it's a damp circuit, so you're probably going to... You may... Oh, now, PN. Depending on how long this stays damp, you could burn out your wets and need to pit for a secondary set of wets.
Yeah. There might not be a bad thing to do.
This championship just gets better and better.
Because if you wore your tread pattern off, with it still dampish like now, and when that rain hits in half an hour, you've got no tread to clear the water. You're probably going to be pitting literally at the end, near the end of the window.
Oh, it just depends when it says it's wet. Oh, you can't make this championship up. You cannot make this championship up.
No. God, I love it, don't you?
Oh, it's been fantastic. What a shame that we're not back for about another 6 weeks.
30 seconds.
But we've got stuff on Gran Turismo.
We've got the Nations Cup.
SimPlay.
We've got the SimPlay versus FBR. We've got the F1 at Qatar race. And we've also got the start of the Endurance Series at Silverstone. That is in exactly 1 month's time. Go the rubber dinghy racing. But... you're gonna miss this. This is what we turn up for. This is why we're in the commentary box tonight. This is why the guys in the stream and girls are here watching, because
not being able to watch Pro-Am.
Honestly, this is fantastic. You cannot script a better 2 championships, because Pro-Am ended fantastically. 2 points in that going into the final race. 2 points in this going into the final race. PN, who's winning this race?
Oh, if he's broke the curse of race 2, Sully.
Okay, I'm going to go Overtaker. PN,
Who's winning this championship?
hang on a second. Ted, who's winning this race? No. He's going Overtaker as well. You can't hear him. He's in the background. He's our voice in our ears telling us who's on what tyre. Jay, who's winning the championship from this position? Peony?
Yeah, I'm going to say Dan as well. He's got the advantage right now. So
That makes it a clean sweep for Dan. Oh, we love this! Oh, we love it! We're going to miss it!
yep, and
I did race last night. Yep, I was the one who took the 2 race wins and the championship. And good evening, Benedict Varga. We miss you. I'm glad you've signed up to the driver swap championship. Welcome back.
means one thing, he's got a PS5.
Also, while you're there,
Jesus.
go and check out the description box and look at our fantastic sponsors. Audio Sport for any T3, T4 parts. Peony, please tell me I've got that right for the final time.
It is T4, T5
Damn it!
VW transporters.
There we go. Thank you very much. Go to Design Manchester for any customisable personal gifts or gifts you want to give to friends, family, or even if you want some SimPlay Motorsport merchandise. And also check out Bozzy Designs for any graphical design needs. They are the sponsors who have provided us with some fantastic Design Manchester, thank you for the server. Bozzy Designs, thank you for the overlays and the fantastic tables. Audio Sport have continued to be a great partner throughout the season as well. Used to provide us with trophies, and we love them because they are Kelly Davis, and we love them so. I think SimPlay needs a website, Peony, don't you?
Yeah, I think we do.
You can't hear him whistling in the background. Right, Pierre, we've come through the crocodile. We're coming towards the cheetah. I'm not going to stick around for long because I'm going to have a trip to Croatia to watch some WRC. Enjoy the World Rally, Benedict.
Rallying.
We miss you. We cannot wait to hear from you soon. Enjoy Croatia, my friend. This is the 20th race and the final race of the season. Don't forget, we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Nations Cup. If you're on the Discord and fancy a bit of Gran Turismo 7, get involved. Sign up to the fun event for the Nations Cup. You'll randomly get spun a country, and that's who you will be racing with. As well as Endurance Series. Sign up to that. F1 and SimPlay versus FBR will be going live soon. But for the final time this season in Pro PN, we are...
Green light, go, go, go.
Green and go here at Kyle Army, and it's Overtaker who's a fantastic start, but it's Sully who's going with him. It looks like he's already got a bit of a car in front. Overtaker's not going to take this one line down, and Alex Powell looks like he's having a bit of a look up the inside of Overtaker. Through turn one they come, and it's all even. Overtaker just gives him a little bit of a push, and Gary's got ahead of Mike Matthews, ran out of breath as we were saying that. They're still side by side, coming up through the first couple of corners. Taker versus Sully, McLaren versus McLaren. Another nudge Sully on the Overtaker this time, and it is McLaren from McLaren who leads, with Alex third. Danny's fourth. I believe that was Gary Leach off in the background, and I think Mike Matthews came through as well. So it is Overtaker from Sully, from Alex, from Dan. Then it is Clouden, Harris, Mike Matthews. So he's 8th with Dan in 5th. That is not going to be enough at the moment, but Dan is hassling the back of Alex Powell so far.
He is, and Sully's hassling the back of Overtaker.
PN, you have an offer in the YouTube chat.
Oh, the Jag. Does Benny still count as a
I assume he'll count as pro.
driver?
I assume his hot stint will be pro pace. Yes.
Does he still count as a pro driver? So,
Yeah.
Oh, the Jag.
There you go. There's a team confirmed for the endurance
Team
in the
Jag.
Jaguar. What a car that could be. That Alex Powell looking on the back of of Sully already in this race, as Sully also has a look at Overtaker. Down the order, Borough Bex is on the back of Sam. Mike Matthews is trying to gain on the back of Harris. There they are. Harris is all over the back of Jamal Clouden at the moment, though. Dan sitting in a comfortable spot so far. P5 for Dan with the 2-point gap. What would that mean for Mike? Obviously, there's 45 minutes left in this race, so a long way to go. So if Mike was to get 6th, Dan would win by... basically, Mike needs to finish ahead of Dan, unless Dan comes down the order a little bit. Dan is actually 4th, not even 5th. So that is 41 points. It still wouldn't be enough if Mike got 5th place. It is Overtaker from Sully, from Alex, from Dan, from Clouden, Harris, Mike Matthews, Sam, S2M Burrabex, Graham, Williams, Siri, Simon Blair, Ramey Fernie, Paolo, Gary Leach down at the back. He's going to charge his way through, but it is all about this battle at the front, PN. 2 McLarens, 1 Aston, a Lamborghini, and then you've got Clouden, Harris and Mike Matthews having a squabble.
Yep. So Smokey's got damage on the front. I mean, Fernie's got damage on the front of his car. It's been 20 races using a PSN name still, but nothing's not a change.
You'd have thought after the season we'd have learnt to not say their PSN names, but we haven't.
We haven't. Especially the ones that we know are returning. Oh, Graham exited stage left in front of P. Williams.
Yeah, and Simon there's just had a big slide all on his own. He has gone round. Graham's got damage to the front of his car. Simon can't get it back on the track. Here comes Ramey and Paolo and Gary. And Simon Blair, just in front of Gary. That was close to Gary running in the back of him. But the top 3 started to pull away from Dan. Dan won't mind this because he doesn't need to push too hard. All he needs to do is stay ahead of Mike. But it is Sully coming under pressure from Alex. What a battle this is. Sully's looking to defend from Alex Powell, and they do so. And now Alex looks up the inside. He's tapped Sully round. Pushes him back the right way. Very kind of him. But now Dan Davis is going to look to capitalise on this.
Yeah, it's gloves off everywhere, isn't it? It's just... Are we going crazy? Are we going crazy?
I think Alex has just left that door open for Sully to come back up the inside there without letting Dan come through. So Sully's back ahead of Alex Powell. Then we saw Alex give Gary a couple of places back. This all happening in front of Dan Davis. They're still bouncing off each other and still bouncing off each other. Is Alex and Sully there then? And they're going each way! Sully's tapped Alex! Alex is off! Dan's passed both of them!
Yeah. And Taker is thinking, thank you very much, bye.
He is. Mike Matthews has got past Clouden as well, so Dan's up to second. Alex in the wall. Mike Matthews up into, I believe, that is P5. And Sully now is on the back of Dan. Alex has returned to pits.
Yep.
Well, that's the end of his championship. He's got to come back out. Hopefully he comes back out.
Let's see if he does. But Taker with a comfortable lead.
Yeah, Sully's on the back of Dan, though. This is where it's going to get exciting. Diego Flores, let's go Lamborghini in the chat. So cheering on Dan P. Williams here. He didn't say which Lamborghini, so I assume all Lamborghinis. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up button if you are new to the channel. Press that big red subscribe button. Sully on the back of Dan. Mike needs Sully to get past Dan, but Mike himself needs to get past Harris, who's holding Mike up. And as we go down the order, it's Sam P6, then it is Jamal Clouden, as we're going to let them come through this corner. Then it is Clouden, then it is Borough Becks. P. Williams then a couple of seconds behind that. Then it is Siri. Graham, who's tumbled down the order. And then it is Ramy Fernie and everybody else down the path, but they all have damage. Dam still hanging on in here from Sully at the moment, as Overtaker still has the fastest lap of the race, PM.
Yep. Taker's got no pressure now, and it's just go for the win, wouldn't he? Which is what he really wants.
And even though the track is still saying damp, it is getting wetter, you'd imagine, by the minute. And with only 15 cars now out there,
yep,
this is just going to get worse. Surely these drivers are going to possibly burn through their damp tyres. But with it being wetter, actually, Pen, and with it getting wetter, is it going to get that much damper?
I think
Mike's got past Harris. Mike's got past Harris. So Mike is up to P4.
Smokey's just turned in front of Gary and spun himself around.
So Gary's up another place. I assume Simon Blair is up another place, as is Paolo. Alex still in the pits, but Mike is ahead of Harris. Ah, there we go, Diego Flores. I am Playerman, Lamborghini and Pro-Am. There we go. Good evening, Playerman. Hope you're well. But Mike is ahead. He's made a mistake in the S's, and Harris goes back through.
But Mike's worst enemy is himself, isn't it?
Really is. It really has been his worst enemy tonight, is himself. Look at the battle between Sam and Clouden in the background. Lovely looking Aston Martin livery there, to be fair. And Dan coming under immense pressure once again from Sully as they come down the mine shaft in towards the Crocodile. Dan's having to defend, and Sully just can't get through. Looks to get a better exit, can't do it there. What about Mike and Harris just behind? What Ferrari are they racing with? That is a 296 Ferrari GT3 car.
Sully's wide, Sully's... Oh, he held it.
Talk us through that, PM. What happened?
Yeah, he just put his wheel on the grass and that was it, and lost traction.
So Sully's got to try and catch Dan. With this track getting wetter, you feel like that is going to be the fastest laps, dead locked in for Overtaker. Depending what it does after the half an hour mark, it might start to dry up towards the end of the race, depending on what the weather is going to be like for Mike Matthews. Though he's got work to do once again. Simon Blair's on the back of Gary Leach. In fact, Simon Blair is no longer ahead of Gary Leach. He's behind Paolo, so not sure what's happened there. But back towards Harris and Mike Matthews. I believe that is a potential retirement for Alex Powell in this race. What a shame.
Yeah, what a shame indeed. The final race of the season. It's not pros seated off with the turnout. Pro-Am still had 20 plus cars every race.
Ramy Fernie in the pits. That damage possibly a little too much. He's got 7 minutes as well until the pit window opens. The problem for Mike is Mike going to start to overdrive this car now? Overtaker's not massively up the road, but he's got more pace than Dan at this stage of the race.
Well, Dan's probably still trying to defend from Sully. Oh, Sully's pushing hard and wheel on the grass again.
Yeah, Mike's pushing hard also. Mike, the closest fight at the minute to Harris as he gets late on the brakes in towards the hairpin of Leo Coupe. And we have a South African in the chat, so we've got to make sure our pronunciations are spot on now, Peony.
Nah.
Dan Davis still ahead of Sully by just a smidge. And it is only a small smidge. Harris just ahead of Mike by a smaller smidge. And then it is Sam with Clouden gaining on the back of him. And Sully got some great pace in this race. You feel if he gets past Dan, he could sail off and try and catch Overtaker.
Yeah, he could. He's look ahead and try to, well, win the championship with the most points possible, don't you?
Mike's actually lost a bit of time to Harris. He's lost 0.7 of a second. He's got Sam hassling on the back of him. So is Mike pushing too far here? Or too hard, should I say? Because he's just making a couple of mistakes. That's allowing Sam to creep onto the back of him.
Yeah,
so 2 points is the gap at the moment. Dan currently second will get 50. Mike in fifth will get 37. That'll give him a 13-point switch, which will win it by 11. Mike needs to pass Harris. Sully needs to pass Dan. Because what that'll do is 45 to 41. It's still 4 points. Sam's got past Mike! And Clouden's got past Mike! It's unravelling for the championship leader!
Oh.
Jono, the driver Alex. Okay, we're not going to read the rest of that comment. And Colin as well. Superb racing in these conditions tonight. Indeed, it has been. Don't forget, if you are new, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be notified. But has your championship leader thrown this championship away tonight? Is he just driving too hard? Dan has got Sully hot on his heels. Sam's gone wide. Clouden's going to try and take advantage of this. No, he can't. Neither can Mike. What about Sully and Dan? Well, they're still tooth and nail. What about Sam and Clouden? Alex is out the race. He can rejoin and do three-quarter distance. Sam's gone deep. Where's Clouden? There he is. Where's Mike? Side by side with Sam. Is he going to yield? He does yield, so he can't get through PN at the moment. His race is going from bad to worse right now.
That is all falling apart for Mike, isn't it?
Steady on who you're saying here. Matthews his surname. Matthew one is. Sully to the inside of turn one.
Yo, Matthew 1T. He's got 2 T's in his surname. Here you go.
Dan has to go wide, leave Sully the gap and room. Sully can't get past Dan, but he's pressurising the Lamborghini. The last thing Dan will need here will be contact.
Yeah, because it's so slippery. It'll just push him into a spin and that'll be over, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it would be indeed. Ramy Fernie still in the pits. Hopefully he comes back out on track, otherwise he could be out the race as well.
Oh,
Sully is driving on the limit.
It's absolutely pushing so hard.
It is fantastic to watch at the moment. Sully absolutely wringing the neck out of that McLaren. Overtaker's just slowly extend his gap. Mike still on the back of Sam, but cannot get through. We got told by Fat Bloke to watch out for Sam in the wet. He's having a cracking little race. Siri is trying to get past P. Williams as well. So the FBR stable are all in the thicker battles here tonight.
They are, yeah. Yeah, we've got to sort out the team for SimPlay.
Indeed we have. Sully looking on the back of Dan. Cannot do anything about him at the moment. Dan is driving exactly what he needs to do. Mike is letting this slip. Dan, just dropping a wheel on the AstroTurf there. That was on the limit, you'd have to say.
You don't want to do that.
You do not want to do that.
It's getting wetter and wetter. You can see the rivers now appearing. God, I love a wet race.
You know, all you missed at the end of getting wetter was my mate. You'd have completed the full sentence.
Wetter, my mate.
Mike.
Sully's having a dive down the inside of turn one.
He's gone very deep though. Oh, he has a loose! He's gone loose and taps the back of Dan! Oh my days! How Dan has held on to that and not gone round, I do not know. Like Villeneuve versus Schumacher there, and Sully hit the wrong part of his car.
It could have been.
Sorry, Peony.
Senna Prost. Senna Prost did it many
there we go.
times.
Calling BD in the chat is BD boy from the Pro. I'm loving the viewing tonight after my nightmare race last night. Yeah, unlucky, buddy. But great to see you in the chat supporting the boys. Sully versus Dan. Harris versus Clouden now. And Sam versus Mike Matthews. And you have to say, Mike on the curb. Jeez, he wants this bad. Ramy and Alex still not out the pits yet. That could be the end of their championships and the end of their days.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike wants this. But by doing this, he's making too many mistakes. "31 minutes into this race." How this track is still damp, I do not know. It's because of them warm South African temperatures. But Mike can do nothing. Sully's got past Dan!
Yeah, he has. He's got him.
We missed that, but Sully is ahead of Dan Davis. Has Dan let Sully go, I wonder? Oh! Has Dan let Sully go, I wonder? Knowing that Sully's possibly got more pace, Dan doesn't need to fight him too hard. Cloudon's on the back of Harris. The FBR colours are all in their own battles tonight. Fat bloke, Dan should let Sutty go. Mike has already lost place as he needs to play the long game. I reckon that's what Dan's done there, Fat bloke. Jamie Brazier, Dan surely just needs to let Sully go past, run his own race now when Mike is a few positions behind. See, it's not just me, but great minds. Great mind, not counting Jamie. Harris ahead of Jamal Cloudon here with Sam and Mike Matthews just behind. Also dropping back to Gary and Simon Blair. They're a couple of tenths behind each other. Gary's had unlucky moments. Pit window opens in 3, 2, 1. Paolo, could have pitted. It's unfortunate. Graham can, and Graham does. Well done, Graham.
Yeah. And that 15 minutes has just flown by.
Oh, Cloudon, it has indeed. Cloudon right over the curb in his pursuit of Harris here. There you see Sam in the background. Mike is falling off the back of Sam. Will that race one come back to haunt him?
Oh, it probably will. I think that's where it went away from him then. That race one. It's where it all unravelled. As I'm leaning forward to his captain back 8. Sully's actually caught 3/10 of a second on Overtaker.
Sully's flying. Sully's flying. Sully could actually put Overtaker under some pressure. He's having a better race too. Mike's still half a second behind. This is currently M. Harris with Cloudon at the moment for 5th and 6th. Harris has gone a little deep. Jamal Cloudon. Is this going to be thank you mama for the carrots? Indeed it might be. Up the inside at Cheetah. And they're still side by side. This is great racing from the pair of them. Side by side through the Cheetah. Mike's into the pits for the undercut. Still side by side through the final corner. This is absolutely spectacular from Harris and Cloudon. They're still together. It is tooth and nail. It is fantastic in the finale of SimPlay's Pro season. And Cloudon just starts to creep in front, but the M4... not the quickest in the straight line over the McLaren. Better in the corners and on the brakes. And Harris goes deep. So what do I know? And
then, as Cloudon passed.
What a bit of racing, Pierre, that was. What a piece of racing.
That 5-6 corners side by side, it was great.
Mike in and out. Borough Bex is also in. Gary Leach is not yet. Neither is Simon Blair. Paolo decides to stay out. Graham, well, he's about to be lapped by Dan. I assume Dan will be screaming at Graham to move. Graham obliges.
Sutty, move! Or other language to that effect.
Other language will be available, and probably was available to Dan Davis.
But it's not broadcastable. Unless you slip up like I do.
Unless you're in Dan's stream. Sully's took another couple of tenths out of Overtaker at the minute. They're coming through the second sector. That was 5.5. What's the gap, Sully, now? Back up to 5.7. That might be because he had to lap Sutty.
It could have been, yeah. But what? Ooh, do you put pressure wets on? That is the ultimate question.
It depends. Jay will be able to tell us what the wets are looking like in these damp conditions.
Sunny's wide and crocodile.
And when he does, he'll be able to tell us if they're in a... because obviously we saw Silverstone, the damp conditions made them, overheat and really hard to drive at the end. Here it's just getting wetter, so surely they're not going to get as bad. Sully's still way ahead, 6.1 behind Overtaker now. Cloudon still hanging on in there against Harris. Sam's into the pits. What about P. Williams, who's got Siri within a second of him? There's the two Lamborghinis. Yeah. Are these two going to pit? No, they don't. Mike Matthews 8.9 behind. Gary Leach and Simon Blair. They're having a great fight. Is Dan streaming his POV of the race? He is. On Orthodub 16 on Twitch or YouTube. So go and check him out. there. But don't leave this channel. Make sure you stay here till the very, very end.
Keep the tab open.
Keep the tab open.
Gary's
Gary in.
hitting.
Yeah, Gary in. Simon stays out. What will Paolo do? Paolo's 15 seconds clear of Burrabex. He keeps out as well. What about Burrabex to Graham? Where is the 68? That has just gone through Crocodile. Graham is pretty much a sector behind at the moment. And he's being caught by Clouden and Harris, who is now the closest battle on circuit.
Yep. Here comes Burrabex coming across the line. Quite a race by Burrabex, really. He's jumped Gary.
Yeah. I think he was ahead of Gary. Anyway. So there's Burrabex coming into turn 1. There's Gary coming out the pits. There's Graham coming down the Crocodile. He's got that battle of Clouden and Harris behind. Harris has had a poor run. Harris is slow. Harris is very slow.
Is that out of fuel?
We're thinking it's a wheel issue problem. He's pulled off the track. This is going to roll on circuit. Oh, P. Williams is coming.
Oh, no.
His controller's disconnected and he's on the middle of the track and P. Williams manages to avoid the back of him. So Harris's wheel is disconnected. That'll throw Mike a bone.
Yeah, it is. Oh.
Fantastic bit of race etiquette, that's for sure. Good racing, says Phil Atherton. He's back. His controller's back. Sully has taken the fastest lap from Overtaker. And Mike's gained a place.
Yeah, gained a place.
He's got to get into a rhythm now in this clear air. He has to get into a rhythm. He's jumped Sam in the pits as well. So he's now actually gained 2 places. We're being told that Burrabex's tyres are under pressure. They're 26s all round. Harris has managed to drag it back to the pit lane. So not sure what the problem was, but it was a wheel issue for M. Harris. That'll cost him big in this race. You'd imagine Simon Blair is also in. He's hit the pit wall.
Oh. His pit lane was so tricky to get in.
So Mike Matthews 5 seconds off the back of Sherry. Sherry 1.1 off the back of P. Williams. P. Williams quite the way, I do believe, off the back of Clouden, because he's yet to have a sector time pop up. Harris is in and out. Simon Blair loses out to Burrabex. Will he go green in a moment? No, might be repairing that damage. He's going to lose out massively to Gary. Graham nowhere near at the moment. And yeah, Graham looks like he's struggling out there, bless him. P. Williams Clouden 18 seconds. So Mike's about 23 seconds behind Clouden, which means he's about 31 seconds behind Dan.
Yeah.
Dan has had pit stop problems in second races this season.
He has, and what was it? We said about 25 seconds you lose in the pits?
25 seconds, yeah. That's for a good stop.
Well, at least there's only 25 seconds this pit lane. Like last week at Spa, it was about, what, a minute and a half or two? Nearly
Now,
2 minutes.
Simon Blair is away. Graham is into the final corner. So Graham's come in. Simon Blair's got a stop go. So that'll be Graham with another position. Jamal Clouden in the pit. So where's Mike Matthews? Can he get the jump on Jamal Clouden? Clouden in. Clouden
It's not stationary yet. He is now.
stops.
Now. So is that
Has he
one
gone
go
up
to
yet?
green?
Up,
He just did
down,
then.
green. Mike's exiting the final corner. Mike jumped Jamal Clouden. The undercut is working for Mike Matthews. He is now net P4. Now, by my maths, Mike will be 4
a tie,
points
though.
behind Dan, which means Dan will win by 2. Hit that thumbs up button, the bell to be notified, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are halfway through this race. This man is on a mission. What is his gap to Dan Davis? That is the biggest question. We're about to find out. It is 29.3 seconds. He needs to keep going. No, it's not. That's P. Williams. So Mike is about 32 seconds behind. 33 if not. But P. Williams trying to defend from Seri. Mike is going to be on the back of the pair of them.
And as they pull straight into the pits this lap. But the track's still only damp. I'm surprised it's only damp still. I mean, again though, 25 degrees centigrade track temperature. Sure, so have a track temperature of 25 degrees centigrade in April would be nice. Hello, racing in Britain.
Seri, I think, had a little moment there because he's not as close to P. Williams anymore. Overtaker stays out. Sully stays out. Dan stays out. P. Williams. This is going to be interesting to see what he does. Cloudon's on the back of Sam. This is now for 7th and 8th at the moment on the circuit. Mike's just ahead of the pair of them. Sam also jumped Cloudon, so the undercut worked for him. Simon's in. Sherry's now in. So that's one car less that Mike has to deal with.
It is.
Oh, Peony. Where is this going? Where is this going?
It's got to be like the closest championship we've had, isn't it? One of them? Back from Pro-Am last night?
No, because the closest we had was Rabbit Joe, who won on second places against Kelly back in season 4, I believe, of Project Cars 2. Second places. He won it by 1 second place. Just imagine losing a championship like that. Yeah. Paolo is also in. He's probably going to lose out to M. Harris. Yes, he will. Borough Bex he's probably going to lose out to. And Gary Leach as well, who has a bit of a slide. Stop go cleared for Simon Blair. Graham's well in front of him. Mike Matthews 2.7 off the back of P. Williams. That is about 33 seconds off the back of Dan. Oh, PN, which way does this go? Which way does this go?
Oh, Overtaker's still pushing on.
Yeah, he's actually opened the gap up to Sully. Dan's doing what he needs to do.
Yep, Sully stays out. Dan's in.
Dan's in. And I bet that was probably the most cautious he's been on a pit entry. We're not watching it though at the minute. We're watching Mike get close to P. Williams. We're watching Cloudon just behind with Sam. Oh.
Dan stopped. It's dropped and away.
And Mike is only just coming through Cheetah now. Dan's out the pits. It is going to take a mistake for Dan Davis. P. Williams pits. So it is Mike P4. Mike has now got to catch Dan on pure pace at this stage of the race. Overtaker and Sully yet to pit, but Dan 15 seconds up the road. So it's actually only about 19 seconds in and out.
Yeah. Just leaving because Williams is in. It's just leading. Words are hard. The two leaders to pit.
Williams is leaving the pits now and is off the limiter now. Here comes Sherry and M. Harris. I think these may get Williams here, you know. Sherry might. Definitely got that speed over P. Williams here. He's going to be on the outside line, though, coming into turn 1. Harris is going to watch this unfold. And no, didn't get ahead. Great racing this between the two drivers. Look at the two FBR drivers as well, even though they're not racing as FBR. P. Williams stage 2, M. Harris an independent, Siri also an independent. This has been fantastic. We're going to get a poll out for driver of the day. Sully, M. Harris, Dan Davis or Overtaker. Those are the drivers that currently got podiums in this one. If somebody can post a link for one of Dan's streams in the chat, that'd be much appreciated. Sully is in. Where's Dan? Not even at the crocodile yet. Sully is stationary. Now, Dan is through Cheetah.
Done.
Sully's done. He's away. He's off the limiter. Now, it's a scrap. Mike's caught Dan by 5 seconds.
Sully exits pit lane.
Let's just say that again, because you didn't listen to me. Mike has caught Dan by 5 seconds. Scrap that.
No,
only 4 seconds.
Is it 4 seconds?
Well, it was 10 seconds. I mean, it's now gone up to 11. So Mike has caught it by 11. P. Williams lets M. Harris go. So M. Harris clearly with more pace. Sully's done his stop. What's the gap to him and Dan? That is 4.7. Now, the thing for Dan is he's ahead of Mike. He does not need to push hard and make a mistake.
Nope.
Overtaker still needs to pit. Oh, there's a moment. 68. That is Serio, I think, has been off through the Cheetah. And that is Borough Bex who's now got past him. So I think Serio's had a problem somewhere. Here comes Simon Blair to unlap himself.
So Taker should peel in now. He is.
Yeah, wouldn't have made another lap. So Overtaker in, rounds that final bend. Sully down through the mine shaft. Overtaker could take the final win of the season. Not in for the championship, but could take that final win.
We've got another team for endurance.
You've been texting. This is why you're not listening. You've been texting.
I have been.
Overtaker up, down. Sully has a bit of a moment on the grass. I'll pull Jay in here. Don't make me do it. Sully rounds the final corner. Overtaker's off the limiter, so Sully will be in second place. Dan still in third. Mike is 12 seconds now behind Dan. This is the battle between Sam and Cloud, and this is the closest fight on track. As it stands, Dan will do what Schumacher and Lewis couldn't and become an 8-time champion.
That's something that Valentino has done.
2 wheels doesn't count.
Yes, it does.
It's not real racing.
It is real racing.
No, because they put their
Because
feet on the floor. It's not real racing. They put the feet on the floor.
But if they crash, they die.
And then we'll have more facts of who's died on what circuit.
I don't think MotoGP's come to Kyle Army yet.
It's Jamont, no, but we might be going to Valencia and Red Bull Ring, back to Misano. Valencia's got the thing of Valentino Rossi on the side of it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because of his, obviously, because of his BMW M4 work with Team WRT. I nearly said WSR then, which would be West Surrey Racing, and wrong.
That would have been funny if he did do British Touring Cars.
Oh, Mike's been held a little bit by Sutty. Mike will be livid. Ex-teammates. It looked like Mike got held a little bit by Graham there. Simon's back into the pits again. What's that for? Is that a return to pits, is that?
He's on slicks. I think I can see Pirelli sidewalls. He's on the wrong tyres.
There we go then. Dan 5.8 behind Sully. Sully 5.8 behind Overtaker. What is the gap, Mike, to Dan? It's 12.4. So maybe he didn't lose too much behind Sutty.
Taker starts the 17th lap of his race.
Ian Gray, 20 likes, and Matt will race on 2 wheels next season.
Well, hop the curbs enough.
Yeah, 20 likes. I'll download a MotoGP game and stream it to my Twitch. Why not?
I've got a couple. We'll do some multiplayer with you. On there.
I think I got the one that was on the catalogue. I can't remember which one that one is. Jamal Clouden, 1/10 by 3/10 now behind Sam. So he's had good pace, Clouden, tonight. He's just been unlucky.
He has, yeah. But of course, that's another team for the endurance season with Hypertech.
Yeah. Greasy Bandits Racing. But come on, guys, honestly, seriously, hit that thumbs up button. It really does help the channel out. Subscribe as well if you are new. Massive thanks to all of you guys in the chat. Without you this season, we wouldn't be able to put on this show. Massive thanks to all the drivers as well. Without them, we wouldn't be able to put on this show. Sully's got the gap down to 4.4. He's a-coming.
Made a mistake.
Has Taker made a mistake?
Oh, but I'll tell you what, Sully was right through that corner.
He's pushing, isn't he?
He
Would Sully become the first
win.
man to have a back-to-back win? In terms of race 1, race 2? He would, you know. He would in pro.
He would, yeah.
Because Overtaker first and second. I did it last night, and at Donny... no, Nova second and first. No, Nova's not done it. The only other person to do it was GT Jimbo at Monza. But nobody in pro has took back-to-back race wins.
No.
So can Sully do it? Gap's down to 3.8, but has extended the gap to Dan. Sam's driving well as well. Fat Bloke was right. Sam looks good in these conditions. He's catching Mike.
He is.
Does Mike know?
Oh, that Aston looks lovely.
It does, actually. It really does. You wait till you see the rubber dinghy racing car.
Is it going to be...
I'm not telling you what it's going to be. You just wait. You wait for the Endurance Series, my friend. In which me and potentially Peony, who have not spoken about commentator yet, will be bringing you the action, if depending on who else is new to commentary. If we are, Peony gets kind of a free pass. He can pit, swap driver, jump in the comms box and watch it from his Xbox. Me, I've got to log out, change accounts, log back in, load the game, in and out the comms box.
The whole session on my Xbox. Come on.
I think somebody's going to have to let me borrow their PlayStation from upstairs. Sam, 9/10 off the back of Mike. Clouden, 9/10 off the back of Sam. So Sam started to gain pace. Has Mike just decided that that's it because he's made a mistake through turn 4 and Sam's going to have a look to the outside of Sunset, then they're side by side. Mike is struggling here and he's got to have that inside line but has lost it around the outside by Sam. That is a great move and that might just decide the championship right there.
What a move by Sam around the outside. Oh, beautiful.
It's gone wrong for Mike. Season. It's gone wrong for Mike tonight.
But
no worries, Ben. Have a great time in Croatia. Enjoy the World Rally. But PN, it's gone wrong for Mike tonight.
It has, yeah. I think that in that race one, that's where it went wrong.
Yeah.
He's still trying to hang on though to Sam.
Oh yes, no, I completely agree with Ian Gray there. No, I'd completely agree with you there, Valentino Rossi. Hats off to him. Mike's gone deep. Sam's gone deep. Here comes Clouden. Clouden's past Mike. That could be the championship done for sure. Mike has no answers in this race.
Well,
Clouden's having a look up the inside of Sam and they nearly make contact going into the final corner. This is getting exciting. Paolo's on the back of Gary Leach down the order. They've gone through the S's.
But the closest battle is for P5, 6 and 7.
P4, 5 and 6.
Yeah. Pity about Harris's wheel disconnected.
Yeah, because he could have been up there for a P4 as well.
He's definitely a contender for driver of the day, guys.
And we are going to end the driver of the day poll there. We'll get mine and PN's at the end. In fact, PN, driver of the day from yourself?
Oh, I'm going to say, I mean, the wheel didn't disconnect and ruin that result. I'm going to say Harris.
I'm going with Sully because he's just not had...
We've lost a driver.
Yeah, we've lost the Mutts.
Yep, Mutts has gone.
Just doing the poll for driver of the season.
Ooh. Who could I say is my driver of the season?
Well, I'm going top 4.
Yeah, so that'd be Dan, Mike, Alex and...
So I'm going top 4 for the chat to vote on. As Sam goes wide, Clouden looking up the inside. Mike has just dropped off the back of these two here. I don't think Simon got to 3/4 race distant. Ramey Fernie hasn't, neither has Alex. So they are 3 retirements. Has Mike's tyres died? That is the big question. Clouden going round the outside. Mike's rear tyres are yellow, so I wonder if they have just started to die. We saw the Ferrari die at Silverstone when it was damp conditions. Cloudy around the outside. He's going side by side. This time with Sam like he did with Harris. And he just ran onto the grass a little bit there. Sam gave him plenty of room. And Clouden's put on some great racing with drivers from FBR tonight.
He has, yeah. I hope Clouden's in the Team SimPlay for us little fun event we're doing against FBR.
Well, it is these 3 for P4, 5 and 6. Sully 3.9 off the back of Taker with 8 minutes to go. We're down to 13 drivers now.
It's just a shame, really, but that's what happened last season as well. Last season we had on the PS4, where we had the cameras broke at Monza, and we were stuck in chase cam for the whole rest of the season, forcing our hand to the PS5 version earlier than we would have wanted, because we lost quite a few PS4 drivers, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We did.
But with that loss, we've gained the Xbox.
Yeah, exactly. Hypertech will be on the search for new drivers, no doubt. Sam's
Spell.
still defending. He's not. He has. That is it. Harris is too far back, but you just know now that his championship is done. Overtake has extended his gap.
Meanwhile, Sam and Clouden are having an excellent little ding-dong.
It's been a great race. Clouden's been fantastic. You know what? Clouden's a nod for driver of the day.
He is, yeah.
Massive nod.
Oh,
Great racing out the Crocodile side by side into the Cheetah again. And Sam lets Clouden get through. He's just ran wide onto the grass a little bit. Clouden's up to P4. What a drive. What a drive from Clouden and Sam. Absolutely fantastic. But this man, he has not looked back since the start.
That Taker's just gone.
So the running order is Overtaker from Sully, Dan Davis, Jamal Clouden, Sam, Mike Matthews, M. Harris, P. Williams, Burra Beck, Sherry, Gary Leach, Paolo. There they are. Then it is Graham. And then it is Ramey Fernie retired, Alex Powell retired. We've lost the Muchnuts. We've lost Glowbrighter. And it was only 17 that started this race.
Yep. I could everywhere, any camera I go to, I could just hear the roar of Gary's Porsche.
Yeah. Sam just losing out now to Clouden. Clouden's got that job done. Dan sitting in a comfortable 6.5 behind Sully, 19 clear of Clouden. Is he about to become an 8-time champion at SimPlay Motorsport? Is this about to be it? 32 people in the stream. Guys, girls, smash that thumbs up button. Smash the subscribe button. I think we've hit about 80 subscribers this season in a 10-week season. That has been fantastic. Really do appreciate everybody's effort in the chat to make SimPlay Motorsport what it is. To the drivers, the admins, the stewards, and even Micro J's for being here in our ears tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic effort. Myself, Dan, Mike, Hypertech and PM Motorsport all try to put on the best show in the admin chat. And Sutty as well, Graham Sutcliffe for jumping in as a steward. It's all been fantastic. Jay's even helped out.
You've got keyboard handy.
Yeah. Jay's also helped out with a bit of stewarding this season. But what a job. Is this man about to become an 8-time champion?
Find out in the next 4.75 minutes.
Sully's got it down to 2.9, you know.
Yep. Sully's not done yet.
He's not done yet, no.
Maybe he's let the tyres come back down again and cool off a little bit, find the wet patches.
Closest fight, Gary and Paolo. Oh, Gary's a little twitchy through the S's. That is Sutty racing, Monkey Boy. I know, I can't believe it as much as you can. Shame you're not here tonight, but hopefully the missus is well. Obviously expecting... I don't know which... can't remember which baby number that is. Gary's very twitchy on the rear.
Yeah, Paolo's probably going to have him
2.7 Overtaker to Dan.
Overtaker to Sully.
Overtaker to Sutty, sorry. Sully. Back up to 3 seconds, so Taker's got a better got a better first middle. So yeah, one of the sectors.
Just pick that sector there, that'll do.
Well, there he is coming through the Cheetah. And as the camera pans round towards the final corner, do we get to see... Yep, you just see Sully coming through the Cheetah as well. There he is. 3 seconds the gap. One thing to catch, it's another thing to pass.
It's not third child.
But baby number 3.
Baby Taylor.
What is it? Boy, girl, monkey boy? Do we know yet? Is it a surprise? If it's a boy, I've got a few names.
Is one of them Matthew?
Mate. 2.9 the gap, Overtaker to Sully. Down through the start line. There's going to be about 2 laps left in this race. Back home for now. That's all good then. Good to hear, monkey boy. But let's go back down to the Gary Paolo fight, because that's within 7 tenths. It's closer than 7 tenths now. Gary through Sunset. Yeah. Coming in. He's very twitchy, very loose. Paolo, thank you, mama, for the... Nothing, because it's not happened yet.
No, not quite.
Looks inevitable. Oh, he doesn't know yet. If it's a boy, I have a name for you, monkey boy. Just put it out there. Gary's rear end is very twitchy at the moment. Sully's got it down to 2.7. Where are all the leaders? They're just behind this squabble, actually, of Gary and Paolo. Gary's got to keep his rear in check. So there will be another lap left after this one. By the time they get to line, that is going to be game over. 2.3. Let's go on board with Overtaker. There he is. And there was Sully in the background. Oh, could we be on for a double race win, Sully, at the very end? I doubt it. 2.3, big ask.
Big ask.
Overtaker's drove well. The last 3 weeks, Overtaker's been back at his best.
He has, yeah. Maybe you overturned driving a Lamborghini like he did in Project Cars 2.
So there we go. Dan Davis will know that he's got one more lap left until he becomes champion.
Yeah, the other person close to championships is you, or is it yourself?
Myself. Fury's on 4. I'm now on 5. Dan will be on 8. Gary's on 2. Ripper 1. De Silva 1. Overtaker 1. Falguest 1. James 1. Fury. Andrew Taylor 1. Rabbit Joe 1. Jamie Brazier 1.
Baraba 1.
Baraba 1. Tech Leader 1.
Less than 2 seconds.
It's 1.9, but I don't think it's going to happen. Sam's got the gap back down to 7 tenths to Cloudness. We'll keep our eyes on that and the Paolo-Gary Leach battle as this develops towards the end. But it's nearly there, folks. Get your votes in for that driver of the season. What a season it has been.
Take a cruiser.
Potentially. He probably doesn't want to lap these two. He probably wants to let Paolo get another lap in for McLaren to outdo Porsche.
Yeah. Well, McLaren's outdone everyone, so...
Yeah, McLaren has been the best car this season. What a season it's been, though. What a season it has been. Yeah. Over to Gary and Paolo actually side by side. They're just ahead of these two. Paolo's backed out of that. Gap's a second. One more lap. We'd have had an interesting final one. But Overtaker exits the cheetah. Sully's still pushing through the cheetah.
Giving it everything.
But Overtaker comes around the final corner. And it is going to be another race win for Overtaker. It's going to be second place for Sully and the fastest lap. But Dan Davis is going to round the final corner and is going to become an 8-time champion at SimPlay Motorsport. He's done it again. He's Dan Davis, champion of the Pro for Season 4. Cloudon's going to hang on in there just for P4 from Sam. What a night Sam has had. Honourable mention to him. He's been fantastic tonight, but it'll be Cloudon 4th. It'll be Sam 5th. Mike Matthews, who's got damage, so he's had another off. It wasn't to be for Mike Matthews tonight. It's going to be 6th. You have to say, PN, that first race, the mistake on his own, cost him the championship tonight. But a good solid P6, a good second in the championship. M. Harris, what a night from him. His first podium. Boris wheel disconnecting. Great night for him, P7. P. Williams a little way behind the pack at the moment. He's going to come across though for P8. He's got 7 seconds over Borough Becks. Not a bad night for P. Williams, to be fair. Not a bad night at all.
That livery suits that Lamborghini.
Yeah, I do like the livery. Yeah, I do like the livery. I do like the livery. I think that is nice. But P. Williams will come to the line. He'll get P8. P9 for Borough Becks. Sutty crosses line just ahead of him, 13th place. Siri will come across for P10. And then it is just G. Leach, who I do believe has managed to do enough to finish ahead. Oh, he's been hit by Paolo, says Jay. So I think Gary's going to keep hold of this one. He's already flashing his lights. It's going to be P12 for Gary on the track. It's been a great job for him. And Paolo will cross the line P12, and I believe we do have Overtaker in. We'll get a chat with him in just a moment's time. We'll just await Dan Davis in as well. He'll probably come in for a chat as champion. But with the final points ticked off, Overtaker there, he's not doing donuts. Good lad. That's what we like to see.
Oh.
As everybody else has been a bit boring and returned to pits. Dan and Mike aren't. Look, there we go. Dan and Mike flying the flag in unison, flashing the lights. What a season it's been. But it wasn't to be for Mike Matthews. Did race one cost him? Dan Davis is now an 8-time champion. He's done it again. And decides now the time is to do a few donuts. And we hope to speak with Dan. We can, though, speak with Overtaker, who's taken the race win. And not a bad night for Overtaker as well. That was a win in 4th place. Taker... shame, obviously, not to be closer in that championship fight at the end, but a good end to your season. The last 3 weeks, you've really been on some form.
Yeah, thanks, man. We surely need drop scores because
Green light. Give it all you
the 1 week I missed, that's probably gonna cost me at the end. So, but yeah, I managed to find my form lately and back on top.
Back on top. It was a great win. Excuse me, it was a great win for yourself in this second race. It was pretty easy done as well because of the fact that Sully and Alex started having a big fight. It was pretty easy for yourself to just sort of make that gap and pull away.
Yeah, at the beginning, I have to say, Sully's a great driver, great racer. We were side by side, couple of corners. I don't know what happened between them, but yeah, like you said, it was pretty easy for me then. I just managed the pace till the end and maintain the gap.
Maintain the gap. Race 1, P4 was a good race for yourself as well. Obviously, not the podium, but still a good race.
Yeah, I made a rookie mistake. I forgot to switch off the damage in the pits. That's why it cost me 5 seconds, and I after the pits I went behind Dan and Harris. Otherwise it would be P2, which is like P1 with Sally starting so front. So good race for me, yes, that's for sure.
Yeah, good race for you for sure. Obviously next season will be coming up very, very soon. You're obviously going to come back to give it a big go, aren't you?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope this winter season is over with so much rain and drizzle and everything. So I'm hoping for a drier season, and that's going to be my hope for next season. That's for sure.
Well, Overtake, congratulations on the race win tonight, and well done on the win on the championship for finishing P4 in the standings.
Yeah, thanks, mate, and congrats to Dan and especially to Mike.
Oh, sorry, apologies, Overtake. Congratulations on P3 in the standings. You did, Alex, at the end.
Okay, then.
So, congratulations. And we will get a word with Mike. I don't know what to say. Yeah.
It's my errors. At race 1, I dropped it on the exit of turn 4. Just a bit too early on the power, and that was it. I went nose into the wall. So that ruined my first race. Otherwise, it would have been a completely different story, I think. But race 2, my rear tyres had gone. I had nothing at the end. I was lapping in 1 minute 50s. And I think Harris behind me was doing 47s. So, yeah, there was no way I was catching Dan. I just had nothing.
No, do you think it was the race 1 then that cost you the championship tonight?
Yeah, or cost me a chance at it. I think Dan had pushed a lot harder. Especially when he was racing, had Sully next to him. Should I have finished ahead in that first race? But yeah, I had nothing. Congrats to Dan, he held it.
He did indeed. But P2, every season on ACC, it looks like you're going from strength to strength, so it does seem like you are getting better on this platform over Project Cars 2, where it seemed like you was declining a little bit. We think we know why now. Fanatec doesn't seem to be any good on Project Cars 2 with the game being outdated. With this, you seem to be going strength to strength. We saw you in the Ferrari, we then saw you in the Honda for 2 seasons, now back in the newer Ferrari. Is this giving you confidence going into other seasons?
Yeah, definitely. I think I finished P4 last season, and now I'm P2 this season. Well, you never know next season.
We do.
But yeah, I've gelled with this Ferrari quite well. I can set it up relatively easily. Except obviously when my tyres still in these mixed conditions, it chews its rear tyres and there's nothing left.
It does seem.
I've got to try and figure out how to get around that.
It does seem to be that the 2 damp races, Silverstone and tonight, seem to have cost you as well with them tyres. This is the one I want to ask you. Looks like I'm back on the Pro Grid next year. We know the curse of when I was in Switzerland season before, you seemed to take podiums. When I was there, you didn't. Is that curse gone now you've had a good season, or will it be back?
Yeah, you've got no chance next season. I'd start commentating. I'm on it now.
Yeah.
I've got my broke.
Yeah. Well,
I'll just do it myself instead.
Commiserations on tonight. Congratulations on the P2 in the championship though. Well done.
And I just want to say, Alex, for me, great season. Unlucky in that last race, but yeah, brilliant season for Alex. Driver of the season for me.
Thank you very much. Mickey H in the chat, congrats Dan. Dries for race 2 was not the way, but good fun. Sutty's text message now makes more sense because him and Gary was on the Dries. Peaceful step there, congratulations Dan, maybe next time Mike. And Puyi Williams, thanks to all the SimPlay for putting on a great championship season for both Pro-Am and Pro. Was a great first season for me and the FBR boys. It was great to have the FBR boys with us, but we can speak with the 8-time champion. You've done it again. You was on the back foot coming in tonight, but you knew more than anybody you had everything to gain, nothing to lose. How does being an 8-time champion feel?
Better than Lewis Hamilton for sure. But no, it's great, but I take my hat off to Mike this season. He's been phenomenal this season. All of us have had our bad moments, but Mike has been there, scoring the points when he needed to. It was just the damp conditions that was his Achilles heels. And ever since joining the first season back at Project Cars 1, you know, Mike won the very first race at Spa. Was it Spa? No, Silverstone. He won the very first race. He's not had the luck. He's not had the opportunity to really fight for a championship. And this was it, and it just slipped away from him. But he would have been a worthy champion, and like you said, he's been going up the order bit by bit, and I'm pretty sure next season you might see Mike back on top if he sticks with the Ferrari. Just needs to work on those damp conditions. But yeah, no, it's been awesome. Nice to finally get the monkey off my back and get a GT3 championship on ACC in the pro category. I can finally tick that off my list. But yeah, 8 times, you know, you can't really complain at that.
No, better than Schumacher, better than Lewis. On 4 wheels, not 2 wheels, PM. But yeah, like you say, you've got the monkey off the back because the one you've been missing is ACC. You've been there or thereabouts for season 1, 2. Obviously, we know you won Pro-Am last season. You're also now the second driver to win Pro-Am and Pro back-to-back.
Yeah, I didn't even know that stat. But no, it's ever since we've moved from ACC, I've not been able to adapt to this game as well. Project Cars, I felt a lot more comfortable. I do miss the Porsche on there. But no, I mean, it's finally off my back. ACC is a tricky game to get right, and when you do get it right, it is great, but it's such an uphill battle. But with the caliber of drivers that we have, it's really, really difficult to just, you know, come in and dominate these days. And, you know, hats off to all the drivers this season, especially Mike, Alex, Overtaker, Fury. There's a couple. I'm a little bit, I don't know what the right word is, but a little bit disappointed in a particular driver in that race. I got the full view of what actually happened, and not impressed at all. But we'll have to discuss that. But yeah, it's finally off my back, and now it's Formula One. So that's the next one.
Formula One?
Championship. I'm going to come from the Formula One Championship when we bring it back.
Yeah. Hopefully we've got a commentator.
GT5 still sits in my heart.
I just want to put a shout out to 2 drivers today.
I'm glad you have, because I was moving on from GT5 comment.
Gary and Sutty.
No.
Oh my god.
Slicks.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sausages.
The whole race on slicks.
Yeah.
Brave
Is that why
car.
Gary was so loose at the end then?
Yes.
He was loose all the way through.
Both, yeah, all the way through. Yeah, both on slicks.
Now's
No
the
way
time
I'd
for him
have
to
done
put
that
the
on
slick
slicks.
tyre on. Look at the weather now. Eh? What a difference a reset of the session makes, eh? What a season it's been. PN, driver of the season from yourself. We obviously got your driver of the day. You went M. Harris. Driver of the season.
Well, I want to go with Alex, because that Aston's getting long in the tooth, and he was still fighting with it. Once he figured out the weather,
Yeah.
we were like, you know, another league like ARL, where he races, where they don't look like they have the weather on.
No.
But yeah, I'm going to go with Alex.
Yeah, so you're going to go with Alex. I wonder if his Irish friend voted for him. Who knows? I'm going to go for Mike Matthews. I think he's had a fantastic season to mix it with Alex and Dan and Overtaker. Nash at the beginning of the season. Sully at the end of the season. I think he's had a brilliant year. I'm going to stick with my guns. I said it before the night. I'm going to stick with it at the end. Even though Bottle Job springs to mind, Mike Matthews, my driver of the season. PN, your moment of the season, though.
Moment of the season? I can't remember half of them.
And don't...
Apart from the...
I got one.
Go on.
No, that pass by Sam around the outside of Mike in that race through Sunset.
Oh, don't.
That was beautiful.
Don't hurt Mike more than he's already hurting. Go on, Dan.
Silverstone, last lap, final corner.
Yes.
That still stands as overtake of the year from Jamal Clouden around the outside of Dan at Luffield. What a move. Moment of the season for me, I'm going to go... There's been so many good ones.
You did quite like my Suzuka lap.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to go for that. But yeah, that pole lap at Suzuka, you struggled, and yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say that pole lap actually at Suzuka. Yeah, that was a good moment. What a season it's been though. We take now a roughly 6-week break. It might be earlier, it might be longer. We'll discuss in the admin meeting next week. But don't forget the Nations League is back in 2 weeks' time. If you are on PlayStation and have Gran Turismo 7, make sure you head over to the FE events page on the Discord. If you cannot see it, make sure you verify yourself, read the rules and regulations and confirm them, and then you can get in Wednesday and Thursday night, 1st and 2nd of May. Get yourself signed up. You'll be randomly assigned a country. Liveries will be made up. We've got a Formula 1 event coming at Qatar. Not sure on the date of that one yet. That'll all be discussed soon. And SimPlay versus FBR as well will be discussed. And then the endurance season starts 1 month from today. SimGrid Discord. Get signed up. We need your details. Get a driver. Pick a team. Get on that grid because it is going to be fantastic. Silverstone live weather. 3 hours. That is where you want to be. Trust me, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. But this man on your screen is an 8 times champion. He's going to have the target on his back for next season. Can anybody come and stop him? There's only one place to find out. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell to be notified. And what we will see next season, who knows? It has been absolutely fantastic. Let's go again. Well done to Dan Davis and the SimPlay Racing boys. Good night. SimPlay Racing boys. Good night. We are clear.
Thanks to everyone watching my stream. We are done. Another championship in the bag. Congratulations to Mike, but he'll have it next year. Don't you worry about that. But yeah, thank you, and we'll catch you another time.
Aim of 7 days till Christmas. Yes.
We need to seriously look.